Bonsoir apôtre Banjai, Joso mono Banjai, bonsoir apôtre Banjai, Joso mono Banjai, bonsoir apôtre Banjai, Joso mono Banjai, bonsoir apôtre Banjai, Joso mono Banjai. They play you take me from the ball, nobody cannot take me from there. You take me from the ground, you put me on king, baby. They reject the stone, then we turn down stone. Nobody know what tomorrow will bring. But for me, I put my trust in that trust. If you know what the hustle will bring, chicken will grow, it will grow for me. Then you smile no way, then you so no way. DC on no way, Papa Puto. Then you smile no way, then you so no way. DC on no way, Papa Puto. Singing hallelujah, singing hallelujah, singing hallelujah. Come on your way. Singing hallelujah, singing hallelujah, singing hallelujah. Come on your way. Nangala way, Nangala imama, Nangala imama, Nangala way, Nangala imama, Nangala imama. You know today, you don't know tomorrow. You better treat somebody with respect. Begin like me, I will borrow. They used to call me Mr. Wash and Wear. I find no maker. You answer my prayer. You give me your power. You take me higher. I know what tomorrow will bring. But for me, I put my trust in the Lord. If you know what the hustle will bring, chicken will grow, it will grow for me. Then you saw no way, then you saw no way. DC on no way, Papa Bola. Then you saw no way, then you saw no way. DC on no way, Papa Bola. Singing hallelujah, singing hallelujah, singing hallelujah. Clap on your way. Singing hallelujah, singing hallelujah, singing hallelujah. Clap on your way. Hallelujah. Gula Ross.
If I show you love, you show me love. Love, love, love like love. If I show you love, you show me love. Love, love, love like love. If I show you love, you show me love. Love, love, love like love.
L'argent est fini, ma bébé, là où est fao. L'argent est fini, ma bébé, là où est fao. Quand on est là-bas, où est fao. Johannesco, ma bébé, là où est fao. Allez, you highway. I can never leave you on the highway. You my baby. Answer to,
If I show you love, you show me love. Love, love, love like love. If I show you love, you show me love. Love, love, love like love. If I show you love, you show me love. Love, love, love like love. If I show you love, you show me love. Love, love, love like love.
Photo, I want a photo, I will not get you photo, I will not get you photo, photo, I'm not get photo, I want a photo, let me take a photo, yeah, smile for me, just place up for me, tell me now who I want to be with. L'argent est fini, ma bébé, là où est fao. L'argent est fini, ma bébé, là où est fao. Quand on est là-bas, où est fao. Johannesco, ma bébé, là où est fao. Allez, you highway. I Answer true, who says it true? Who says it true?
If I show you love, you show me love. Love, love, love like dog. If I show you love, you show me love. Love, love, love like dog. If I show you love, you show me love. Love, love, love like dog. If I show you love, you show me love. Love, love, love like dog.
Gotta take the photo, guys. Got to take the photo.
Mash up the place.
Yeah, guys, you got to share the link for us. We're having a beautiful, beautiful, brilliant show coming your way. This afternoon, Voice of Sound, a brand new edition. We are coming to you from the Tri-State region here in these United States of America. Stay put. We'll be right back to enjoy the commercial. Don't forget to share the show for us. Subscribe to our YouTube page and please share the link with your friends.
Okay, you're not able to take care of Babu Nebo. You're not able to bust the rata Babu Nebo. Also, Monkey come down. Oh, Monkey come down. Monkey come down. Oh, Monkey come down. Monkey come down to you. Monkey down to you. Monkey. Also, Monkey come down to you. Monkey come down to you. Monkey come down to you. Once upon the time, in the jungle, there lived so many animals and so many trees. During the day, there were no restriction. Anytime, any day, anyone used to corrupt and go stay free in the jungle, yeah. After they realized that everything was good, I said everyone were only after the food. Majority of the people went beyond baboon, and few people went beyond okay. The headers of the time made a big mistake. After election, they went and made a selection. So the citizen of the jungle was unsatisfied. So they decided using another caretaker. Who love, who care, who has ability, taking care of the monkey. You're not able to take care of Babu Nebo. You're not able to bust the rata Babu Nebo. Also, Monkey come down. Oh, Monkey come down. Monkey come down. Oh, Monkey come down. Monkey come down to you. Monkey down to you. Monkey. Also, Monkey come down to you. Monkey come down to you. Monkey come down to you. Monkey chop. Monkey gonna get tired. Monkey chop yo. Monkey gonna get tired. Monkey chop. Monkey gonna get tired. Monkey chop yo. Monkey gonna get tired.
Keeping banana and the chopping. Stealing is the error. Russian is the error.
Monkey gonna get tired.
Hey, we wanna live life. Have to live a good life. We wanna live life. Have to live for better life. We wanna live life. Have to live for better life. We wanna live life. Have to live for better life. We wanna live life. Have to live for better life.
You're not able to take care of Babu Nebo. You're not able to bust the rata Babu Nebo. Also, Monkey come down. Oh, Monkey come down. Monkey come down. Oh, Monkey come down. Monkey come down to you. Monkey down to you. Monkey. Also, Monkey come down to you. Monkey come down to you. Monkey come down to you.
Bible storm, monkey listen. You give it right, it can crack it. Bible storm, monkey listen. You give it stick, it can break it. We do your long time ago that Mr. Monkey was very wicked. The way you see it with your apple, then you know that love is wicked. Monkey see apple, they pick it. Banana and plum, they take it. All the cuckoo in the pocket. It when give it something liquid. Monkey drop it, it drop it. Nana, only baboon can stop it. Monkey drop it, it drop it. Nana, only baboon can stop it. They call all the African monkeys. All I want for them to rip it. Monkeys jump from tree to tree, hustle hustle. It really gets it. Monkeys jump from tree to tree, hustle hustle. When I it really gets it. Two back when monkey we catch it. That one it will not be easy. How you read? How you read? My people I say it wicked. How you read? How you read? My people I say it
Monkey, you not able to take care of baboon able. You not able to bust the rata baboon able. Oh soldier monkey calm down, oh monkey calm down, soldier monkey calm down, oh monkey calm down, monkey calm down, yo, monkey calm down, yo, monkey, oh soldier monkey calm down, yo, monkey calm down, yo, soldier monkey calm down, yo. Don't jam my monkey say that away home. Don't small monkey say away home. On top of monkey say away home. Oh monkey say that away home. Away home. Away home. Away home. Away home. Let me know away home. Away home. Away home. My people yeah. Away home. Away home. I'm sorry yeah. Away home.
Excuse me here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. Welcome to another brand edition of Voice of SINOE in the Diaspora with ESOTERIC, SINOE County premier platform. We have a special guest this afternoon with us. And so we ask that you share the link for us. And we also ask that you subscribe to our YouTube page. It's Voice of SINOE in the Diaspora. It's our YouTube page. We have some wonderful videos out there that we want you to be part of. But my special guest will be here shortly as is Barcelious Tougbay Zarzar is my special guest. He's joining us from Germany this morning, this afternoon, at least from my side. And so please, besides that, when the guest leaves, we have a lot from SINOE County to share with you from the United States, the USAA, and other activities of SINOE County. And so share for us as you join the show. We will highly appreciate it. I just sent a link to my guests to get on, because it's the first segment of the show. He is the first priority on the first segment. And then the second segment, we want to disclose a lot of information, pertinent, important info. If you are from SINOE County, to be abreast of. All right. So while we are waiting for the guests, let me do some little commercial here as usual. As a reminder to my viewers, so like I told you frequently, and we're going to be doing this until the event is over. The chairman of the Sinkum people in the U.S. and also a member of the USAA, Mr. Clarke Myers, wedding is coming up together with the vice president and soon to be president of the Putu people in these United States, Tina Blair. All right, so the wedding is scheduled for the 8th of July 2023 in Des Moines, Iowa. And so we ask you if you can make it. Our voice signer will be in Iowa the 8th actually of July to celebrate the holy matrimony of Claru Mane and Tina Mane. And so if you are in Minnesota, Iowa, not Iowa, but North Dakota and Wisconsin, those states around there, come and support. We are leading a huge delegate from Pennsylvania, Delaware, New Jersey, will be over there as well to support the couple. Also want to remind you that the Sincan community in the U.S., the National Convention is also coming up. The date this is scheduled for the 8th of June. Don't miss it with the wedding of Claru. Claru wedding is July the 8th, and the Sincan wedding, not wedding, but convention is June the 8th. It runs from the 8th to the 9th, I think. So over here is a convention Friday, June 8th, or June this 8th year, and then the 9th. So you can see the dates are on the flyer, $20 for admission. Not expensive at all. So you can join the Sincan community in these United States and to support them to take care of the projects back home. We also want to remind you, Maria and Gunny, their wedding is also coming up, and it's July the 22nd, 2023, and it will be held in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And so join this beautiful couple as well, save the date, and be part of their holy matrimony. So Maria and Gunning. All right, so save the date. Maria is the daughter of our mother, Mabel City, and wedding is coming up July the 22nd in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. All right, so these are the commercials that I have for you. I think the USAA, I haven't gotten the flyer yet for save the date, but don't forget as well the USAA, which is the United Support Association in Americas. National Convention is scheduled for the weekend of August 3rd weekend. So you got to save the date of August 3rd, 2023 will be the National Convention of the United Support Association, and it will be held in Minnesota. All right, so just if that want to be right back with commercial, I'm waiting for my guest. I'll send a link to him already. When he gets there, we're going to start the interaction. Please don't forget to share the show for us. We will highly appreciate you. Want you to do that. All right.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Nobody know what tomorrow will bring, but for me I put my trust in the Lord. If you know what the hustle will bring, chicken will grow, it will grow for days. Yeah, you swan no way, you so no way, TC on no way. Papa Botron, yeah, you swan no way, you so no way, TC on no way. Papa Botron, singing hallelujah, singing bonsoir poto Obanjai Josomo noe Obanjai bonsoir poto Obanjai Josomo noe Obanjai bonsoir poto Obanjai Josomo noe Obanjai bonsoir poto Obanjai Josomo noe Obanjai. They play you take me from people. Nobody cannot take me from there. You take me from the ground. You put me on king, baby. They reject the stone, then we pound on stone. Nobody know what tomorrow will bring. But for me, I put my trust in the trust. If you know what they want.
My people, where you at? Where you at? Wake up from your slumber, stop sleeping. Whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your. Come on, come on, come on. I know you're sleeping now. Y'all gotta whip us some more, yeah? Okay, let's go. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us, oh. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not go. I said we tired with their lies. We tired with their promises that led us to all our damages. We tired with that speech they preach indeed, and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrate us. So why does you lie? Why does you steal? Why does you allow the citizens to grieve? You see, we just tell you. That's why we voted you. But you fool us, you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us, oh. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not corrupt. No one to trust. My people, no one to hope on. Nobody. My hope that I have been broken. I'm telling you, brother. So where are the schools? Where are the roads? Where are the jobs that they say they could afford? But they're too selfish. The people tired with their rhetoric. People tired, they tired. You see the reason why we ask why the government betray. They have enough of time, but yeah, then instead they delay. People suffer. No work, but people crying for hunger. Look at. Your vision and your mission, your intention to the nation, they poor. You got nothing to show. Nothing. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us, oh. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not corrupt.
This one a real one. Who's the Yankee? I know real stick a long time. Lyrical, mash up the place.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Voice of SINOE in the diaspora, where Dark Side put the esoteric coming to you live from the trusted region, these United States of America. We are far beyond time, so my guest is now backstage. And so, like I told you, I have a proud son of SINOE County, the son of Liberia, the son of Africa, and the son of the global community, Barcelious Tougbay Zarzar. Like many of us, Tougbay ran from the war in Liberia. He went from one country to another, seeking refuge. And he was fortunate to have traveled to these United States. And when he got here, unlike others, when they get here, they get into trouble, they do and the wrong things. And so Mr. Zarzar, when he entered the United States, he decided to first complete his fundamental education, do his high school education. Upon graduation, he joined the U.S. military. And while he was in the military, he pursued his education, completed his bachelor, and up to master's degree. And in the process, Mr. Zarzar also grew in the military because he was dedicated to service. He was disciplined. He has a superb work ethic. So when a man gets on, he will say more about himself. But the reason I decided to bring Barcelious on is to tell us how he went about claiming the ladder in the U.S. military, especially somebody from back home, all the way, a refugee that came here. And so the brother is an inspiration to many of us. And so I just want him to come and share his experience. Recently, he was promoted. You know, the U.S., they got different divisions. And so he entered the U.S. military on the enlistment side. And so each section has its higher level. And so he climbed the ladder up to the highest. And so when he gets here, he will explain more to us. But without further ado, I'd like to bring Barcelious on. Let me take that picture down. Let's see here. My device is kind of a little slow here. Come on, my mouse is tripping. Sorry, guys. This you get an Obama mouse, that what can happen. Okay, Mrs. Zarzar, welcome to the platform. Let me shift the orientation here. How you doing, sir? It looks like you are mute. Yeah, I can still hear you. The audio, I think you are. Oh, let me. You on mute, I think. Let's see. Mark is on mute. Yeah, I can. But you hearing me, right? Yeah. You hearing me? Okay. Yeah, but I'm not hearing you. No sound from your end. So I don't know. I think log on and come back in, please. Yeah. All right, Mr. Zarzar will be here shortly. Let's see what there's a technical issue back there. The audio. Let's see. Yeah, so stay with us, guys. He's going to be right back, and let's solve that audio problem over there. Let's see. Let me check my device over here too. He's going to be right back, and let's solve that audio problem over there. Let's see. Let me check my device over here too. Try again. He's back. Hello.
Hey, what's going on?
Perfect. Now we got the audio. Okay. How you doing, Bossman? Welcome to Voice of SINOE.
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me on, brother.
You're welcome. How is your health?
I'm always good, man. Praise God. I'm always good. Just all we can do is praise God.
Okay. I mean, I'm hearing God. I never knew you were a Christian, man.
God, you don't have to be Christian to be, because you're near God. God could be anything, right?
Okay. So maybe you're African, Afrocentric man. Okay, I understand that. Okay. Yeah, but otherwise, I mean, things are okay in Europe.
Definitely, everything okay on my end, man. It's been a great day. The weather is pretty good, but yeah, life is good, man. You can't complain, right? Every day you wake up, every day that you get the chance to see another day is a great day. So I have nothing to complain about.
Great. All right, so I recently followed your promotion, and that's one of the reasons why I brought you on. to at least share, I mean, what that meant to you, you know. I mean, I followed some of the videos. Let me see here before we even go into that. Let me see what I can get to one of the videos here. Uh, Let me share this, for example.
Secretary of the Army has reposed special trust and confidence in the patriotism, valor, fidelity, and professional excellence of Master Sergeant Tougbay Zarzar. In view of these qualities and his demonstrated leadership potential and dedicated service to the United States Army, he is therefore promoted to the rank of Sergeant Major, effective 1 April 2023. Signed, Afari S. O'Malley, Sergeant Major, United States Army Chief, Enlisted Promotions. Now that Sergeant Major is formally presented, I would like to go over his bio.
All right, so Barcelious, I just thought, I mean, that was the speech as well. I followed the speech. So I just want you to, I mean, explain to us, just give us your experience of what that meant to you, that event.
It's a event was a priceless occasion. The simple fact that as an immigrant, you know, seeing in my speech, I said it, you know, as an immigrant coming to this country, refugee, you don't get that far in terms of the military and things like that. A lot of we come in here, we do a couple of years, and we get out. So to actually stay in the army that long and get to that level is something that someone in the military would truly understand, right? It's less than 1% of personnel that join the U.S. military, U.S. Army, which is about 500,000, a little bit, I think, over 500,000 personnel that in our service that will ever get to less than 1%, or that 500,000 will get to that level of being called sergeant major. So sergeant major is the highest enlisted rank in the military. As a sergeant major, you are advisor to the commander. So anywhere you can be advisor to a battalion commander, a brigade commander, a division commander. So anywhere from a lieutenant colonel to general, 4-star general, you are the advisor, right? That right hand person, the person who is next to them in terms of in the leadership position. So it is this not just a position that comes around every day. So being selected for this, it takes time. It takes time, experience, hard work, dedication, sweats. So to get here today, to get to that level today, I'm honored. But also, I would like to thank other people who helped me to get along this, to get this far. Because a lot of my peers that I came in the army with, they didn't come this far. Even they came this far as in terms of time in service, but they didn't get that position. Simple fact is we took different route and we did different things. The army selection process at the enlisted side is very tough. Some guys make it to the level of sergeant first class because it's the army conduct a board each time to the next level. In our board, you can. It's not a specific blueprint to get to the next rank. So you can go in there, be the best in your career field, and the guy can look at your board and say, you know what, you didn't get selected, right? But I'm honored to get selected at all, to this level, and now finally to the rank of sergeant major. But it started from me taking positions that sometimes people don't want to, the position my peers didn't want to take. They felt they were not the ideal job they wanted or the ideal location. But I took these jobs and positions knowing that it was something bigger than myself, right? Son of Liberia, Sando Content, a Sapo man here in this country. I have to prove to people that when you talk about Liberia, you talk about Africa. We are strong-minded people. So I think working hard and staying focused and knowing that people like yourself, my family, that supported me along the way, that I can keep telling them how proud they are of me. It kept pushing me. So to get here today is something that I'm proud of, and I hope to continue to inspire our future generation.
Excellent. So, but I heard like you've been in the army for a long time. How long have you been in the army?
I first joined the army back in '97. '97, after I did 2 years in college. After 2 years of college, I initially joined the reserve. So you got the army had three components. You got the army reserve, you got the army national guard, and you got the active component. So I started in the reserve. Reserve, you're doing a part time, so 1 week in a month, 2 weeks in the summer. So I did that while I was still in college. Did that for about 3 years. So I started in Maryland. I was started in Maryland from I did about maybe a year or so in Maryland. Then I moved to Minnesota. I joined the army back in '97. Like I said earlier, when I moved to Maryland, when I left Maryland to Minnesota back in '98, I spent 2 years in Minnesota in the reserve. I liked it, but I felt I wanted something more. So in 2000, that's when I left and went on active duty. So I went on active duty in 2000, and I've been on active duty since 2000.
Okay, so but within that time frame, how many countries have you visited, or have you been assigned to or deployed?
In terms of assignments, I would say been to about 5 or 6 different countries. Deployments about 4 different countries in terms of wartime deployments. So yeah, so other countries I would deploy or did some rotation on them, but yeah, I've been my time in the military. Um, the assignments and opportunity assignments and deployment. But yeah, I would say the total anywhere from um, eight 8 to 10 different deployments and overseas assignments.
So I want you to explain the difference between deployment and assignment. What's the distinction?
So we said assignment can be anything from look, both stateside, stateside mission would be considered as assignment, or environment that not come, that would not in combat would be considered as another assignment. So right now, when in fact I'm in Germany, I'm on assignment in Germany. Even though I'm in a day from now, I can go to the east, which would be what's going on between Ukraine and Russia. So one of the reasons, why I'm out in this location. But so I'm on assignment in Germany. So deployment would be something, it would be combat related, right?
Oh,
So personnel that are in Ukraine right now, that helping out. Actually we don't have troops in Ukraine, but personnel that are in Poland, close to the border of Ukraine, helping out. They will be considered what you call assignment, be a deployment in this location. So Iraq, doing the mission in Iraq, Afghanistan, um, you say any some part of Africa and things like that. These are all considered deployments.
all right. So in your current capacity, though, in terms of job description or in terms of being in charge of personnel, how many persons or what is the your job description right now? Let me put it that way.
So right now, my current job description, I'm in charge of the logistics. So I conduct within my brigade. I'm in charge of everything that moves, from equipment to personnel and everything. That I'm the one in charge of that. So it vary at time in my job. Different location has different job descriptions. So this job that I'm in right now is a very new position. I'm actually starting up a new engineer brigade. So one of the first brigade here in Germany over 40 years. So I came here about 9 months ago, starting a unit from nothing. I started starting a unit from scratch, like literally have nothing, equipment, personnel, anything you think about. So starting it, the army selected me to come here to start this unit. So in terms of personnel right now, I have my personnel that I end up when I came here, I have nothing. So when it's all said and done, I will be sitting about 100, about close to 200 personnel. But right now, I have less than 20 personnel on ground with me.
Okay, okay. So, but from your side of the military apparatus, you have reached the zenith. So, what is the prospect for growth again?
Prosperous growth. I mean, right now, this position not is not so much a prosperous for growth, but I can get I mean, life, anything with any job is always a room for improvement, right? So I can move lateral promotion in terms of brigades, going higher to a command position, or going to brigade, going division. When you talk about command position, so that would be personnel in charge of personnel, about 1,500 personnel, 1,500 personnel. Then you go to uh, um, and the next one you go to a brigade level. It can range anywhere from 2,000 to 4,000. So let's pull an example. You look at the size of the AFL in Liberia, right? In the U.S., our capacity will compare it to a brigade size, right? So
Okay.
now, you know what I mean. I can go to that level of being a command to run a size of AFL, right? About anywhere from 2,000 4,000 personnel. Then you go to division, which is another level of responsibility, which would be about anywhere from 10,000 20,000 people that will be in charge of. But like I said, in terms of promotion in the next, I'm not getting promoted with another rank because I'm there. I'm at the higher level now. All
Uh-huh.
will happen is I will laterally get promoted to this position, but I will not move to another level of promotion. But I'll just laterally move to these opportunities.
All right, great. But Basilius, the I mean, you're to be. Let me pull in my labyrinth stuff. You are a B man in the people army, and the children of Sano County, they are listening to you. The people of Liberia, they are listening to you. Somebody will be asking, especially the children from Sano, okay, we have the big guy in the U.S. military. What is his quota? What is he doing for us? Or how can he help? I mean, how can you? What is your contribution to your people right now? Is there any plan?
I don't have any, what I'm saying? When you talk about plans for people in Liberia, right? I work for a government. I work for a different, U.S. citizen. I work for a different government, right? So in terms of having uh, connection to Liberia, that's something in with my clearance and everything else, right? Not doing something like bro directly, but indirectly, my father being a representative over there, which I support through him. So not something on the skill or saying, this is what Barcelona doing in Liberia, but I'm supporting different forms, right? The mentorships is not strictly, sometimes we look at tangible contribution, right? But it's different ways that I'm doing things in Liberia, right? A couple of guys that you look at that now that working in the Liberian government that I recruited in the U.S. Army. That there's that time in the Army and left and went to Liberia. We look at your deputy minister deputy minister for defense for operation,
Yeah,
Mr.
Prince.
Prince Vincent, right?
Yeah.
Someone who are encouraging to join the military. You look at what I'm saying, the president security team, one a sergeant, the chief over there, William is one of the guys that I actually enlisted in the military, and he returned back in Liberia. So I'm doing things that I do here. For example, years ago, when I asked the Army to assign me in Minnesota to be a recruiter, it was something that I did, a job that the Army wanted me to do. At the same time, I want to do it for Liberia, what I'm saying, our community, Minnesota being the biggest Liberian population in America. I went out there. Initially, they wanted me to go to another state, but I fought the assignment until I got what I wanted to be in Brooklyn, the Brooklyn Park, Brooklyn Center area that got, the density population of Liberia in America, and work with the United guys. And so when you look out to today's date, I will tell you right now that I enlisted the most Liberian in the United States Army, right? No one, what I'm saying, not something to brag about, but not something to not, to compete or trying to brag about. But
Okay.
I would say that I did that. I would say that Sergeant Major Zarzar have enlisted the most Liberian in the United States Army. So that's something that not just Sano County per se, but the entire Liberia, or Liberian here, you know what I'm saying, I had here in the military. Even Liberian, you know, some of the guys, like I said, that went back to Liberia or they staying here being productive citizen. But that's my contribution to, you know, in that level for Liberia. And I do plan on, when I retire from here, I do plan on returning back to Liberia and see how best I can support, right? People telling me, you know, come for government job. I said, no, when I retire, I'm coming as a private citizen, you know, probably in the private sector, right? Because when I leave the military, I will have almost 30 years of service, right?
Right.
30 years, about 60% of my life, 60% plus of my life that I've been serving the military. So I just want to be a private citizen and see how best I can contribute to Liberia in the private sector.
All
I
right.
hope,
So,
I hope I answered your question.
okay. So, but when you talk about contribution in the private sector, what specifically, which sector in the private area that you're concentrating or you're thinking about?
Business. I'm a business-minded individual, right? So in terms of business, uh, I felt as business is something that we, especially Liberians, we're not business-minded, right? We at times government dependency, right? And I think something that I need to work. You know, I'm trying to like planting people, young people here that look. Government, as much as government, we know we need government for law and order, government as the referee and everything else, but we do need to focus on the private sector, right? So let's say anything anything that bring business that contribute to the world, to community. You look at United States of America, right? United States of America, uh, big government, they try to focus is small government, right? Meaning that the people in the business sector, they got a lot of power, right? They got to say so on how the country runs. So the government there as a referee, right? So when we talk about in Liberia, everything is the government didn't do this one, the government do the government need to do this one, the government need to do that one, right? So we need to fall back away from everything government, right? How can we, as the citizens, do our part to move the country forward, right? I coming from here going to open a small business. I'm employing, start with 10 people. Before you know it, go to 100 personnel, right? 300 personnel. You might have seen me doing that same thing. You say, you know what? I'll open my own store. I'll open this thing. I employ people, right? Before you know it, we employing a lot of people around, you know, say around the community. But when we all leave from here and run back to Liberia and say, you know what, because I spent time in the US, I got these degrees or I have these experiences, let me go back and go into government, right? We will not change anything from that level. But I think when we start in the private sector, we start doing our part on ground, giving back to the community. And I think that's how we can, you know, collectively change things in Liberia.
All right, actually, but I'm listening to you, Kinley, and sometimes when we compare the U.S. to that of Liberia, I think I agree that we should go into business, but I think the government should create the environment for the people to do what it's supposed to do. For example, create or establish, do the bare minimum. For example, the roads should be built. Um, Electricity should be running across the country. I mean, those basic things. But in the case of Liberia, we don't have all of that, and people are talking about going to business. So, say for example, I want to be a farmer, and I have the massive farm. How do I transport my produce from the farm to the various towns and villages, you know, in SINOE, for example? And that's why a lot of people, they are kind of bashing it. They are concentrating, I mean, on government 24/7.
You know, yeah, that's what you're saying is, you know, it's true. The government has to do his parts, right, to ensure that the citizens can meet their goals, right? But if look at Liberia, for example, people don't pay taxes. How many Liberian people you know? How many people you know in Liberia you know that paying taxes, right? Government now run on funds, aid, right? Like the U.S. The reason why U.S. and a lot of the Western countries are moving forward because people pay taxes. People are doing their part. But in Liberia, we do. Where you think the money come from? People think the money automatically come from the sky and fall down for the government to build roads or build infrastructures. It don't happen that way. So and that's why I said earlier, if we can focus on small government, right? Small government meaning that government got a small part in what people day-to-day operations are. If if for example you say, let's say Barcelious, you open a small business here, right? Yes, we'll let you open this business, then we tax you so much, open this business, right? I'm employing people, I'm paying these people, I'm getting, I'm getting money, I'm paying taxes, right? That same money in turn, the government turn around and then take that money and do something else with it, right? You look at, for example, the different agencies. Let's say LEC. LEC is not a, we'll make LEC a government agency. This is what's going to happen. LEC, anything that mostly government run is cheap, and at times it's not so productive, right? Because it's cheap money that being spent into it. Go look at government schools, right? The same thing. So if small government, if you do small government, you say, you know what, Madison, LEC belongs to LEC, will give LEC contract to you, right? Madison Corporation runs LEC, running the legislature across Liberia, right? You got your private sector, you got your private people that paying you for their bills. And in return, you pay the government taxes, right? And when that happens, government got money to do more things. But we cannot expect government to do everything and we're not paying taxes. So that when people say, people say, government should do everything, government should do everything. How many times people that are paying taxes? How many people that walking
Yeah,
water side?
but still, I follow. You sound more like I don't want to go into politics, but you sound more like a Republican. The idea of small government, and all those things. I think it's. I mean, most of what I'm hearing, because that's what the business people, they control the United States, whatever they want to get, because they, I mean, few, I mean, well, if you look at globally, you have about 2,000 billionaires, and they control the whole world. It's because the government allow these corporations to basically run everything. But I don't want also
No,
go into
no. Okay, I know we're not gonna go in there, but what I
right.
said earlier, what I said, the government job is to be the referee, right? Government job is to be the referee. Job will not be controlled by the lobbyists, right? If the government doing what it's supposed to do, right? If the government official have check and balances, people are doing what they're supposed to do, it won't happen that way, right? You look at, I think 2016, I talked to Jefferson Coachy prior to him being a city mayor, right? And the argument both of us had was, I didn't know who the young man was, right? I just talking to him and I see he had an entourage. And so we're talking back and forth. The argument there was government is more powerful because government officials do X, Y, Z, right? I told him, no. In most cases, if the way you were saying now that the private sector they are powerful, right? But in actuality, nobody should be powerful than their friend. Both the government and the private sector are supposed to work together, in what you call it, a partnership. So if the government doing what it's supposed to, if it's doing what it's supposed to do, and if the private sector paying their taxes and doing what it's supposed to do, how things will evolve, and the common citizen will enjoy from there. I'm not saying big, small government that you have the private sector controlling the country, that you lobby this and say we want this and this happen, right? But if the government doing the part, they're giving the private sector some type of leverage, it will help everybody, right? But I think like in Liberia, you don't have that. You don't have nothing on the private sector side of the house. But like you said, we should not go into politics. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I just I don't want. So, but there's a question I wanted to ask. That there are, I mean, including myself, there are a lot of young people. I mean, even though I pay are older than you, but there are young people that see you as a role model, and
hmm
you spoke of getting more Liberians in the military when you were recruited in Minnesota.
hmm
So there are a lot of people, a lot of us, we don't understand what the military is. I
hmm
mean, many times when people talk about military, they say, "Oh, you want to fight war? You're going to shoot and stuff like that." So I just
hmm
want you to explain a little bit what it means. What are the benefits when you are part of the military? What do you get? I mean, maybe you'll be attracted to some people. Those of us that I don't understand it. Yeah,
Okay, okay. My days of recruiting my days of recruiting, they are all gone, right?
right.
But to answer your question, when we think about U.S. military, we U.S. military to me is something like a Fortune 500 company, right? The U.S. military is the biggest department. I'm saying, the biggest U.S. department, in terms of budget, right? This is the biggest budget. The U.S. government budget is the DoD, right? The Department of Defense. While you look at military personnel, we think about war, we think about people deploying, people on different assignments across the world, right? But the military is a place that a lot of young men or women that serving a country, you're not just serving, you're not just being a servant leader, but you come in the military to learn work ethic, discipline, dedication, selfless service, right? You come in this place that you don't have to do like myself being here for so long, right? You come in the military, you can do a couple of years in the military. You can come in the military and do 3 years contract, 4 years, 5, 6 year contract, right? But the fact that 3 years you spend in the military, when you leave that military, you leave with money for college, right? So you can go to college and your college will be paid for. You leave with money to buy the house, and not money to buy the house per se, but you get a loan, a VA loan, which is the interest-free, no down payment loan, right, for a house. So these are things that people usually buy homes, because most homes you gotta calm down with at least 20%, right? They will tell you, if you don't have the 20%, you can come down with 3% or 5%, but not knowing that low amount, you still owe the bank a lot of money, and plus the bank will add what they call PMI, right? Primary mortgage insurance. So it's like free money given to them. So that's another topic for another day. But
Okay.
when you join the military, coming in the military give you this loan, the VA loan. You automatic, it's a government backing loan that say, look, give this person this loan. If the person default on the loan, we'll work that piece out. So that's something you get. You get a loan or get out to buy your home, or if you do decide to go to college after the military, the government pays you to go to college while you're in college and to pay for your college and everything like that. So there is no reason why a young man or young lady leave the military. They're not educated, one, two, or they leave without going be able to go back to school. So you got small business loan that the government, the military will give you after you get out of the military. So after 20 years, of serving in the military, you retire with your benefits, right? You get 50% of your paycheck for the rest of your life. Then depending on your medical, if the VA department is another, the VA administration is another department that work with veterans. So veteran affairs, right? veteran affairs, that works depending on your medical, whatever the army dean or the military dean that, hey, medically wrong with you what before you got out of the military, you get 70% to get paid. You get paid for the rest of your life on that too. So some people get 100%. Let's say you get 100% in your VA rating. With 100% of your VA rating, you won't pay for any when you buy a house. You won't be paying taxes on your house. If when you re-register your vehicle, it's tax free. So these are some of the incentives that when you retire from the military that you have. That a young man coming to the military, a young man or woman coming to the military at the age of 17, right? 17, 18. 20 years in the military at the age of 38 years old, you retire. So the rest of your life, you're getting paid by the U.S. government, and that's not just getting paid, but you get free medical insurance for the rest of your life. So these are things, and then with the VA loan too, depending on your numbers, depending on your VA rating, your children will go to college for free. You can
Okay.
get your money in business. So a lot of good incentive that comes with the military, with joining the military. But I think people we go thinking we go around thinking the military is we talk about war. The army. Let's say I'm focusing on the army because that's where I'm at and that's who I recruited for. The army have over 160 different jobs, right? A lot of people think everybody in the army that come back, what I'm saying, the infantry guys, right? But the army about 40 some odd jobs, 40 to 50 of the military jobs are all combat related, right? So then from there, look at you got about 80 to 90 jobs they're not combat related. But we are all trained to be combat soldiers. But you got jobs people working in the hospital, you got nurses, you got dental tech, you got lab tech, you have someone who HR, you have somebody who work on computer engineers. So all these different jobs in the military. So it's not just specific combat related jobs.
Oh, great. So what I'm hearing from you, you can recommend young people or ladies that want to join the military. You recommend that.
Yes, yes, I recommend any young person in our community that even if not you over the age. I think right now the age is between the age of 17 and 35, but sometimes it fluctuates between 35 and down to 30. But the military need people now. But and sometimes depending on the job you pick, the military might give the tell you say what, if you pick this job, you do so many years in it, we'll give you a bonus. So some of the job comes with bonuses. But yeah, I tell if you even older, but you got younger kids that you feel like college is not that thing, and you can, tell them, say, hey, go try the military for a couple of years, and if they do go in the military, and they can, they can try it out. If they don't like it, they can get out, but at least get a child an opportunity. Don't put a dot clause on the military based off of your lack of understanding of what the military is all about.
Okay, so but just to be clear, you said the enlistment age is what, 35 max?
Max right now, yes, it's the age it starts at 17. So it's at a 17-year-old who have a parental consent signed by the parents, they can join, right? 17, and then the maximum age is 35.
Why the age limit though?
It's an age limit because you don't want, what I'm saying, at 35 you getting to be a papa, you know what I'm saying, or man, you know what I'm saying, you gotta
So,
be
but why when you in the army and you papa, you still there?
Yeah, because you been if you owe my papa in the army, you've been training for a while, so your muscle memory, right? So you are easily adapt. You know, see, adapt to the system. You can do it. But old papa or old man who been just eating and not doing anything, you join the military. Now you won't be fit to.
So, Barcelious,
keep up
that's
with
how is 36-year-old person papa or Oma? How is that possible?
The same with when you look at athletes, when somebody says somebody 35-year-old, they play in professional sports. How many people you know that at 35-year-old playing professional sports? At that level, they consider you old, right? So, when you're in a professional level, 35 years old, when you talk about athletes who train hard, when they get to 30-something years old, they're considered older, right? So the people think your prime age would be in your 20s, right? You're 20, you're young, your body is fit. By the age of 35, who's someone who have not been training for years, and you tell us they can't join the military, can't go run 5 miles, right? Or can't do this. The person they won't do it. So how many people in the community right now you tell us they can't run, they'll be able to run.
I mean, my father's man, I can run past some of you, man.
I don't say I don't think that happening, man. When we talk about running, we don't run on. You know what I'm saying? No,
I don't know whether
man.
the comparison between athlete and being a military is the same, because athlete, I mean, it's the competition. But whereas, military, I don't see it as competition.
You don't think matters the competition? You don't think we in
Who
there
wants to win?
every day?
Huh? Do you want to win somebody?
Huh?
Are you guys running to win somebody?
We're competing to be strong and be better than our enemies. You know what I'm saying? We gotta be better than the Chinese.
It's not about running, it's about shooting gun. Who has the biggest gun, you win.
Running is physically fit, right? You cannot get shoot gun when you're not fit. So in terms of physical fitness is not just military is not just shooting guns, right? You have to be physically fit. When you talk about, let's say, for example, the military, right? The things we do in the military, let's say I can go in the bush for weeks. If you're not mentally and physically tough, you will not do that. Matter say you go there for one day, or you're not eating right, you start complaining, and before you know it, you're back on your way, right? So a military person, a young 19-year-old young girl or young boy in the military, you cannot compare them to a 19-year-old young boy or young girl here in Philadelphia.
I mean, all you guys do get in the plane and go somewhere and bump. That's what you do. So what are running out inside?
And that way, I just said earlier, they got over 160 jobs in the military, right? Everybody don't get in the plane, so people march, right? That's why we're the best military in the world. But go ahead.
All right, so but to be serious though, like I earlier said, there are people that look up to you, including myself. So if somebody wants to mimic your example, I mean, to get to where you are, what advice you going to give the person?
So if someone's trying to be, I tell people, I said, don't be like me, right? Be better. I want you to be better than me, right? That's why I think I'm setting the path to say, look, if this man can make it here, I can make it, right? But getting here is not something that you sit there, you pray, you go and pray and pray for miracle, right? It comes with hard work, it comes with determination, and staying focused, right? The fact is so many things that would distract you from your path. People would say that why you serving the United States military, you were African, you were Liberian, go do something else, go in the country and do the other jobs and things like that. So when you look at where I came, like I said earlier, I took the job that other people didn't want to do, right? I went to school, sat there and stay focused and determined and ask the army, okay, how can I be better than the rest of my peers, right? What standards and and things that I can show to you all that other men that we all in the same career field, that I'm doing something different from them, right? So
Right.
I think working hard, staying focused, not being distracted by what other people saying. Like the saying that you can what you call it, when you go into the market to get something or you're going for a jog, don't stop each time a dog bark, right? Don't stop and pay attention to that dog barking at you, all right? Stay focused and keep moving, and then you will get to your destination. So I would say they should keep working hard and don't lose hope, because every days, obstacle, to get to the level is that climbing the mountain is not a easy path, right? But I would say they will keep pushing and TK themselves, the sky's the limit. When you keep pushing, shooting for the sky, when you shoot for the stars, you will hit somewhere you don't see. You hit something along the way, but it's not impossible, man.
So let's see. Winter is saying, thank you so much, VOSD, for exposing or bring to our notice this great Liberian in Barcelious. I'm so much excited to see a Liberian to that level. Indeed, Sano County have men. We hope that Barcelious will return to Liberia one day to help in providing consultancy to our national army. Is that something you consider? You can
No,
consider?
no, I don't. The thing, when you look at the new Liberian Constitution, it's God's Constitution says that don't former military personnel from foreign land cannot actually be part of the U.S. Liberian Army, right? So honestly, that when I retire, brother, thanks, brother. How you say
Winter
your name?
Kuya, Winter Kuya.
Winter, brother, Winter. You know what I'm saying? I just want to thanks for acknowledging me. I don't plan on doing anything with the military when I retire. I want, I told my husband earlier, I want to work in the private sector, right? I want to do something I want to do other things in Liberia. I'm a guy that, I got degrees in finance. I'm into sports. So all these things, different things like that, youth from sports, and other businesses that's what I want to do. But in terms of the military in Liberia, AFL, no, I don't want to have anything to do with AFL.
But
I think
Celia,
AFL.
let me push you a little bit on that though. I mean, with the vast knowledge and experience you get, you don't want to transfer that knowledge to another generation of people.
No, I think I was AFL is do you know who train AFL?
No.
We the one train AFL. The
Okay.
US the US Army, the US government, you know what I'm saying? We the one put AFL together back in 2008, right? So the new AFL you see today, even the training, most of the guys that in a level, they come to the US for different training, right? So I think these guys in leadership position, no AFL got competent leaders that that are leading Liberia, in the right direction. So I don't think ex-military from us that retired from here or leave from here should go back and have anything to do with AFL, right? AFL had competent leaders that I met a chief of staff in both. I met the chief of staff and I met the deputy chief of staff, General George and General Johnson. Both individuals are great, and I see young, energetic. They got good vision for AFLs. And then you look at the sergeant majors in Liberia or the officers in Liberia, they all graduate from our different schools in the United States military. So I think AFL don't need us to go back in and change things. I think the leaders in place are doing a great job.
Okay, let me see what the viewers are saying here. Washington Police Academy at Junction, Monrovia, Liberia. Let me use this Mecca hour to appreciate Zarzar Barcelious Tougbay for his hard work. Remember, render to the U.S. government on this promotion. All right, that's a Lloyd Jelly over there for you.
Thank you, brother. I bring it, brother. Lord, I appreciate it. You always show me love and support. I appreciate it, brother.
And then Bolu Yompu Shuku Giflo said, congratulations, Barcelious.
Thank you, brother. I think brother or sister. Yeah, thank you.
Her sister.
Sister. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, man. These are the comments that are coming. So, but Barcelious, I think it's not a long. I don't want to hold you up. When I saw the video, let me play the last video here and see before I'll let you go to get on the second segment of the show.
Okay.
Let's see. The audio is not too good, but let's see.
At this time, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce one of the Army's newest Sergeant Majors, Sergeant Major Tougbay Barcelious Zarzar.
Yeah, Barcelious, I noticed over there you got a little emotional. You want to just explain your feelings, how you were feeling over there? Just expand on that a little bit.
Now, it's you know, I try to hold it back. I try to hold my emotions, you know, in my tears back, right? But this is the moment that you know you wait. You can't, you know, you've been waiting for most of your career, right? And so as a young guy coming in the military, as a young private coming in the military, you look up to guys who were at this level, sergeant major, right? And you see them at the level that you there's something that you didn't think you were going to attain, right? Because it's a position that is so high up in the ranks that you don't have a everyday, you know, what you call it, interaction with sergeant majors, right? When you see them, you kind of dodge them, you walk away, or you don't want them to see you, because when they talk to you, sometimes they're correcting you, or you're probably in trouble, right? So now to get to that level now, to actually have a seat on the table, to be one of the decision makers. So it felt good. It felt good that I made it. You know, I made it. Someone from who parents from you know, Bubadi, deep in the Sano County, one of the most remote counties, state or county in Liberia. You know, so that father who, you know, so you get in there, and today now, you know, to see myself here now in the U.S. Army, the world greatest army, to say, you know, to see now I'm here. People, my family, friends, and people in Sano County, all over Sano County, not just the Sabo people, but people of Sano County, or people from different part of Liberia now, can see their son at this level. You know, so in the speech I said, you know, saying this is not, you know, just for me, but it's for Liberia, it's for Africa, right? So that's where the emotion came from, and you know, my tears, and the tears of joy, because I felt like I did something that made Africa proud, that made Liberia proud, that made Sano proud, that made Bubadi proud, that made single people proud, that made the Georgian people proud, that made District 3, District 1, District 2 people proud in Sano County.
Excellent. Okay, let me see. There's a moment somewhere I want to bring to it somewhere in the video. Let's see.
Fathers from a small most remote state, he was supposed to go far in life. His remote village. My dad now he's it was me. Good afternoon to you all. Listen, sir, thanks for taking the time to host. Sir, I appreciate it.
right, so but the area that I wanted to show was when you reference the Pape, the honorable lawmaker for district number 3, and you said Mr. Zarzar Ahmedi. I mean, I know you call me a general. I'm not a general, but I got a star. What does that star? What does it indicate?
The star indicates the top of the what you call it, the enlisted rank, right? So the star, which is it means sergeant major, right? So now I didn't, officially, because we talk about, you call me general all the time, right? In the army, it has 4 different generals. You have a brigadier general, you got major general, you got lieutenant general, and you got general, right? So these 4 generals have levels, positions that are approved by Congress, right? So that's something, I don't see, that I won't, get the opportunity to get to that level. But to work, you know what I'm saying, now the stars on my uniform say that, look, I'm up here, I'm at the top, right? And like I think I told you earlier today, like having that star now, like I'm seeing differently, right? People go what you call it, out of the way to speak to me now, right? When I'm walking, people see me, you know what I'm saying, now they speak to me. When I send out an email or I make a phone call, I get an answer back immediately because of that star. So that star means a lot when it comes to come with personnel in the military.
So just a side question: would you consider yourself a Democrat or somebody who believes in democracy?
Democracy, democracy in Africa, democracy in the West are all different forms of government, right? What I don't associate myself with any political party, right? I.e., the left, the right. I'm in the middle. You know what I'm saying?
No,
I'm
but
always.
I mean, like democracy as a whole, because it said the freedom to speak and to do what you want to do. Will you consider yourself a Democrat, not in the sense of political party, but the philosophy of democracy, like good government of the people, the people choice and stuff like that?
That's what I'm saying. So it depends. It depends on the West, because the West democracy is different from what West in Africa, right? So yes,
Mm-hmm.
if that's what you think, yes, I would say yes.
And also because in the military, you're talking about when people see you, they're hiding, they can't say certain thing. That is not democracy, though. I
No,
mean,
no, 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 no. I don't think that when I say hiding or saying certain things is the fact that the rank in every job, right? The same thing you at your level or your CEO. You don't just see a CEO walk in the hallway and runs to him or her, right? And have a conversation with him or her, right? You have some type of respect and some type of dealing when it comes to that person in his level, right? So I'm not saying that people get scared. And one of the reasons why at our level, as sergeant major, we all like the kind of like police officers per se, right? Police officer that you see, um, people are afraid of police officers, not like the police officers are bad people, right? But the fact their job is they enforce the law, they implement the laws and things like that. So when people see them, they automatically get, you know what I'm saying, they think they're doing something wrong. So the same thing in my capacity, when people see me, they think to themselves like, oh, what am I doing wrong? He's around, right? He's the top of the enforcers. So when he's here, it means I'm doing something wrong. So that's what I'm coming about. I'm not saying that they're scared of me or nothing like that. No.
okay, all right, Reverend Kamose, thanks for your service, Mr. Zarzar. All right, so
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Zarzar, yeah, go ahead if you wanted to say something.
No, 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 no. You got another question? No, I want to see if that was, yeah.
All right, okay. I just want to, to go on the second segment of the show. If you have like comments or something that you wanted to say that we did not touch on, but I personally, I was emotional like you are. Want to have seen you. I mean, that was a huge thing for me. And so I didn't watch the event live, but later on I saw the video and I just thought, let me call my brother. But thanks for coming on. If you have thoughts, any closing thoughts, go ahead.
Yeah, so I just want to say thank you for having me on, right? I support you from afar, right? I appreciate what you're doing. Continue to do what you're doing with the show. Before you know it, you'll be somewhere up there, right? The Henry Costas and the peoples in Liberia. But just continue to do what you're doing. And I just want to say, y'all, you guys, everything I do on this level is not just about me, right? I do it for everybody, everyone, and it ain't not just the Zarzar, but my family, the Liberian people, the community, everything. That's what my focus is. As we speak right now, I'm in the process. I want to put Liberia on the map for a good reason, right? I want to put Liberia on the map to let the world know that, look, we got people from this war-torn country that we are driven, we are dedicated, we are focused, right? As we speak right now, my application for my next assignment that I'm hoping to get is in place. So sometimes in June, if not, I'll get the first go around, the first approval in June, then the actual decision will be in September. So you guys can you can say keep me in prayers or whatever you guys do, right? But once I'm applying for a position with the Congress, which is the Army Congressional Fellowship. So it's this program that I will have the opportunity to then leave from Germany. I'll go to Washington D.C. to go to George Washington University to pursue a master's in to pursue another master in professional studies, legislative affairs. Right. Once I complete that master's, I'm heading to the U.S. Capitol, and I will do a year or so intern with U.S. Capitol with a U.S. senator for a year or so. Then after that turn, then I would head to the U.S. Pentagon to do a 2 years tour, which would be the liaison between the U.S. Congress and the U.S. What you call DoD, Department of Defense. So it's something that I want to do, and then that would be my exit out of the military. So hoping everything goes well. And I say between 9 and September, I will know if I got selected for the program, and then I will go from there, man. So for Liberians out there, young, regardless if you're in the military or you're doing something else, man, keep pushing. Your dream is your dream, right? So take the baby steps, take little steps every time, every opportunity you get. Don't overwhelm yourself, right? Take little steps towards your dream. If someone have done it, you can do it. President Obama, from a Kenyan parent, a father, became the president of the United States of America, right? So if that's possible, you from Bubadi, and they want to be president of Liberia, it's possible. Just take little steps, keep doing what you're doing, and stay focused. Listen, thanks for having me on tonight, but I appreciate everything that you're doing, brother.
All right, I think your brother here, our brother, Christopher Zarzar, can say the Zarzars, the blood of Sano County. Please pray for us instead of fighting among ourselves. We are getting there by God's grace. Are the Reverend talking? Any reaction to the Reverend's comment?
No, you're absolutely right. Very absolutely right. I'm a strong follower of social media, right? So I'm always on social media. If not, I'm not interacting. I'm reading. When I watch the Sano Forum, and I see that we fight among ourselves, politicians got the young people that fight among themselves. It kind of it makes me feel bad, right? I want to see these young guys in Liberia moving forward, doing something, not for themselves or their family, but something bigger than themselves and family, doing something for Liberia. So I think we should not let politics overwhelm our thinking or clog our thinking to fight among ourselves. You look at, for examples, in the Sapo land here in the USA, right? I'm saddened by what's going on now. We know with the division with the two different groups, at which we put aside our differences and focus on the way forward for Sano content, and through that we can lead Liberia to a better place.
All right,
so thank you.
Barcelious, thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate you, and keep what you're doing over there. Yeah, put him in, man, so the man can scatter everything for us.
There you see that. Yeah, okay, we'll leave you alone, okay?
Yeah, man, that man get big gun.
So 2024, you should vote. Make sure you vote 2024 in America too, right?
You say I should vote?
Make sure you vote. I don't think you don't like voting business, so I'll tell you, make sure you vote.
No, I will try. I don't know what a U.S. citizen, U.S. citizen can vote, right? Yeah.
What? You what? You said U.S. citizen can vote?
I mean, the non-U.S. citizen, sorry, my fault. With the non-U.S. citizen, we don't vote.
If you can vote, you can do it with your platform. You got, you can rally to educate people to vote.
Yeah, I mean, I got a different way I see America. I think capitalism got to be overthrown, and that's the view I have. You know, and the two parties here, they are supporting that capitalistic agenda. You know,
so you all about big government, right?
I want basically I want democracy in the workplace. The CEOs, they should not decide what should be done. You know, if we work in a company, whatever what the profit is, let us vote on it. If we vote on it and say Jeff Bezos should go to space or whoever should go to space, they go for a ride. That's a decision of the people. But few people should not be at the top, or the manager, the supervisor. You're talking about voting, right? We vote the guys in Congress, right? They don't come to us to evaluate us. We evaluate them based on their job.
Right.
Then we can either fire them or we put them back. So the same thing I want in the job in the workplace. The CEO should not come and everybody's scared. You know, we should decide who should be our supervisor, who should be our manager, who should be our CEO, and those things. You know, that's how I see it now.
No, but you know, like I said, man, you know, I don't want to take it away from the show tonight, right? That's a conversation for another day. But just knowing that people on top, they are there because they are smart. They work their way up there, right? If everybody
smart.
No, they're smart. If everybody had the way, they will be on the top, right? They will be in these positions, right? Because when you, as a leader, a lot of decisions are made. They are now emotional decisions, right? Leaders apply a lot of what you call the ER, right? EQ, emotional intelligence, right? But people at a lower level will not. When we talk about smartness, we're talking about being educated. But that's like I said, I would think I don't want to take the show from
let it not go that route.
They'll leave it alone. So never did.
Winter said he has a question for you. Winter said, question to Mr. Barcelious. What are some of the circumstances that will make the military to do coup d'état, and who has the authority to give that? I think he meant command from the army.
So when you talk about coup d'état, we can't coup d'état don't happen here in the West, right? So if your question is towards, like, let's say Liberia per se, right? The thing is, it will, in terms of having, our military here, you know, like for example, Africa military, let's say I'm to Liberian and USA, right? In Africa, in Liberia, most of Africa, Liberia kind of got, you know, kind of like the US system too, right? But most across most of Africa, the reason why you see a lot of coup d'état, the generals or the chief of staff of the army, they get a lot of power, right? These guys having power, they even the president of the country refer to them, right? But in the US here, our military, as strong as we are, the people that got power over all is Congress. Congress got more power over even our generals, our chief of staff in even the joint chief of staff. When the men go see Congress, the men down at the Congress question him. So you won't see that. You won't see that on the side of the West because the power within the military. Like even our boss for the military is not military personnel. The Minister of Defense is a civilian, right? So for Africa, the reason why you see a lot of coup d'état, you got military leaders that have that give you a lot of power. So having that power, they sit there and make decisions, and now the ego. That's a lot of times you see people fighting. Right now, you see what's going on in Sudan, right? But in America, you will not see that in America coup d'état because people don't have, the military leaders don't have that power to make those type of moves.
But the guy that waged war on our country, Charles Taylor, he wasn't a military guy though.
Charles Taylor was not military, but you were Charles Taylor was not military. He was not president, but he was supported by military people. People within the military supported him, right? So you talk about military leader like Mohammed Gaddafi, right? Mohammed Gaddafi supported him, right? Okay. So that's how people like him got, you know what I'm saying, got that type of power to turn in Liberia.
So, all right, yes. Let me. I think we'll find time to kind of explore other topics. Let me let you go. Thank you so much for coming on.
Bro, thank you. Y'all take care. I will talk to you soon. Okay.
Okay. All right. Have a good day.
And you too. All right. Bye.
All right, guys. That was our special guest, Barcelious Zarzar, over there. I'm proud of the brother. I think we are all proud of the brother, the people of SINOE County, Liberia. Let me get my microphones here. We are proud of the brother for the great work he is doing. And like he normally says, you know, the sky is no longer the limit. You know, You can go as far as you want right now. All right, now let's go to our second segment of the show here on Voice of SINOE. Thanks for your participation, Winter and others. So on Voice of SINOE, our segment 2 here, let me see what we have for this show today. From the beginning of the show, I did these commercials, and I want you to remind you guys of us. Let me get this up here. Yeah, I just wanted to remind the public, the viewers, that Claudio Manning and Tina, their wedding is coming up July the 8th, 2023 in Des Moines, Iowa, and I want you to save the date and be part of the event. The single people in the United States as well, the single organization, the convention is coming out. It starts June the 8th, 2023, and I think it runs to the 9th. 2023, I think the 10th, actually, June the 10th, it runs to the 10th. All right, so save the date and be part of the Syncon convention. Is $20 for admission. You can be that small, and the organization is doing great things in Liberia. We saw the Syncon women in Liberia, for example, the dedicated a beautiful building the other time. You know, so the ladies, the single people are doing, it's all about helping SINOE County, helping Liberia, or building Liberia, if you like. We have our sister too here, the daughter of Marameba City, I think it's Maria, and Gunny. Their wedding is coming out as well. It's July the 22nd, 2023, and it will be in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So be on the lookout for that event. All right, those are the things I have for the United Support Association. The National Convention is August the 3rd weekend. It will be in Minnesota. Save the date so that you will be part of the grand occasion. Now, before let me see what I got for us here today on the show after Barcelious. And this one is a breaking news. Let me get that flyer down before I bring the breaking news to us. Where's the flyer? Let me take it down. And I will bring this breaking news to us. I will be right back. All right, so the breaking news, in the factual room of Voices SINOE is that the United Support Association in the Americas Board of Directors approved the nominees sent to aid the board for approval from the office of the President, Her Excellency President Francesss Clarke Myers. You know, this year is election year, and we don't know for sure what dark side put the esoteric will be challenging Francesss Clarke Myers to unseat her. And so this is the election year. The president did her part in keeping with the Constitution. The Constitution says that the president should set up Electoral Commission. And so in keeping with that, she sent the names of some eminent sons and daughters of the organization. And the names were approved by the board of directors. And so we want to share our names with you. Now, I didn't put all the pictures of, or I didn't put the picture, but I'll just share the names of the people that will be on the commission or that are on the commission. So yes, the communication sent from the office of the secretary of the board of directors of the USAA. So you have here, I say President Francesss Clarke Myers, United Support Association in Americas, USAA, Philadelphia, PA, April the 7th, 2023. And it said, Madam President, the board of directors met on a teleconference called last evening and approved all the names your office submitted to conduct our elections, which is scheduled to take place in Minnesota comes August 2023 during convention. All the commissioners were approved to perform their duties and responsibilities as outlined in the Constitution of USA. The approval takes immediate effect. Those approved are as follows. One, you got Ruta Sabe. I'm told he's the chairman. You got Harrison Youngfoy, Doris Kufa, Tinan Weblo, and you have Harriton Rates. And those are the guys approved by the board of directors that will be on the commission, the Electoral Commission of the USA, to conduct the upcoming election at the convention August 3rd weekend. Save the date. So it says here respectfully committed or submitted. Respectfully submitted. What am I making a mistake? Respectfully submitted Milton Shibben, SG Board of Directors, and it was approved by Dr. Reverend Falison Talley, Chairman, Board of Directors, USA. All right, so that's the trending news. But what you do, I wanted to put the names of the pictures, but we don't have the time right now. But that's it. The president is in the confines of the Constitution. Some of the issues we had in the past, something as basic as this, you know, and somebody will refuse to now set an election commission. And then when the board, they exert their authority, then the man get vexed. And so, you know what? And now I come and set an election commission, but then you are outside the scope already, you know. And so we want to say thanks to President Myers for following the Constitution. Because once you follow the document, once you follow the rules and the laws that we put in place, all will go well, you know. But when you want to come and be dictatorial, you want to be cantankerous and recalcitrant, now, of course, this is a democratic organization now, we will get you out. And that's what, I mean, something as simple as this, for the brother to have kept our organization together, he did not do it. And as a result, I mean, some people are isolated. It still makes me sad, you know. I don't want to see brothers and sisters, I mean, polarized, you know, they are organized, they are in different directions. No, I don't like that. I love unity. Even though, while it is true that I love unity, I don't like for wrong things to be done and they say, oh, because of unity, let's ignore that. No. Yes, United States is a united country, but people are still punished for doing the wrong things. And that's exactly what I want. We should be united, we should remain together, but when Dr. you put does the wrong thing, let him be punished. When Green Julio does it, let the man be punished. When Francis does it, let her be punished. And that's why we put the laws in place. Let the law take its course. Nobody is above the law, at least in the context of the USA. In the United States or different things, oh, nobody is above the law. And then Trump was indicted, they didn't hang out a man, they didn't take a fingerprint, they didn't put a man in jail. So certain people, we are not all equal before the law, all right? But in the USA, we hold people accountable. If you abrogate, if you subjugate, if you go against the law, of course, we will go after you. And then the spokesperson of the elders and the ancestors will be here to propound, to say that which other are paranoid and afraid to say. So we want to say congratulations to the Cleopatra of the Sapo Nation, Her Excellency President Francesss Clarke Myers, for doing the right thing. And so those of you that want to contest, get ready. You know, the Electoral Commission will be putting out the guidelines sooner rather than later, you know, and Francis will be challenged. You know, I want to take over. Yes. I know people want to try to give a web ballot. No, Francis will not get it equal, and she will not get it on smooth silver platter. She will be met with democratic resistance from that side of the esoteric. So now I'm putting my team together. If you want to contest, if you want to be part of the team, join me. And so that we can beat Francesss Clarke Myers. Before you come to contest against Francis, you got to get ready because that woman strong. Yeah. When the former president can run away from that woman, now the woman got Jalayo, all the overlay Biafras, all the Babede Biafras, how you can go against her? Yeah, so that's it. If you have the desire to lead, this is the democratic organization, and you are afraid to follow the guidelines that will be coming up from the Election Commission pretty soon. Now, let's go to the next thing that we want to talk about here today on VOSD. Now, the second one here too, I think it's a breaking news, so I will be right back. All right, welcome back to VOSD. The second breaking news we have here, it says Liberty Hijacked approved as textbook for high schools in Dwazon or across the country. Okay, so if you are not read Liberty Hijacked, if you don't know about Liberty Hijacked, it's a brilliant historical text that was penned by the great progressive and uh, 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 liberation fighter, the great Kai Wule, a journalist. Mr. Wule wrote this beautiful book, right? And giving the history of Liberia from another perspective, Liberty Hijacked. You must read that book. The book is so essential to the point where the Ministry of Education of the Republic of Liberia, they approved the book to be used in high schools across the country. So they can teach it. Because all we have learned over the year, those of us that are old now, we were learning the history of Liberia from one perspective. We were getting it from A. Dory Banks and other people that have their motive. You have to understand every author has an agenda, and so they skewed the history of our country. They did not give a holistic account. So the atrocity committed against the indigenous people, those things were left out. And so Mr. Wule thought that we have to journal the other aspect of the history that the people they took out. Our children got to know too. And so he documented, put it in the book, Liberty Hijacked. And the book is now been approved to be taught in high school. To know how Samuel A. Ross, then they treated our people in SINOE County. So you can know how the frontier foes, they treated the indigenous people. So you can know the oligarchs in the country, how they treated our forefathers and our mothers, and some of our people, they are still living. So you can understand the history from another perspective, from the perspective of an indigenous child too. So I love this project. We want to say thanks to the Ministry of Education for approving Liberty Hijacked, so that we can know ourselves, so that we can know what went on in Kabade, what went on in Putu, what went on in Zwedru, what went on in Putu Jaudi, in Diambo, in government camp, in Maryland County and other counties across the country, how our people were treated. I'm glad we have to know who we are. History tells us who we are. And before then, there are certain people that write the history from their perspective. They tell us what they want us to know. And so we have to tell the history on the other side. For example, the people say, oh, you know what, the Africans, when the people went there for the slave trade, they worked with them, they sold their brothers and sisters. Our people resisted that. But the people that wrote the history, they want to mark it, they want to, it's divide and conquer, right? And so they will say, oh, the people sold you, or your brother and sister sold you to us, which is not true. Our people, they didn't know these strangers. How are they going to sell their brothers and sisters to them? So Mr. Kai Wule did his part. He has documented the history, the indigenous people, their experiences. He put it in the book, Liberty Hijacked, and it will be taught in schools across the country in Liberia. So I want to say congratulations to Mr. Wule. If you are not seeing Liberty Hijacked, this is the text right here. Let me see. Yeah, so Liberty Hijacked, you see this right here, the Vice President of the Republic of Liberia, Joe Howard Taylor, will be, I think, she's launching the book today in Dwazon. Okay, so it's a major event. I think she will participate in the SAPO dialogue that is going on in SINOE County as well. And so the book is on sale. It's for sale everywhere across the country. I mean, you can see the author wrote here, Vice President Chief Dr. Howard Taylor will launch Liberty Hijacked, the history of how the laws of liberty devised Liberian, a new Liberian history textbook approved for senior high schools in Johnson, SINOE County. The book is available in Liberia for $10, or its equivalent in Liberian dollars. It is must read. Get your copy today. We remain a grateful heart. Okay, that's what the author said. All right, so get your copy. I got my copy. You know, the author was generous enough to share a copy with me, and it's a wonderful, great read. You're going to learn a lot of things. The man took years to put the information together. You have the easy job. All you have to do is sit down and read. You don't have to go do research and all those things and sit up all night to write. No, the man did the easy part already. Get your copy and read it and understand from the perspective of the indigenous. So I want to say congratulations to Mr. Blair. Now, let's go to something else here on Voice of SINOE, what we have for you on the show today. That's Liberty Hijack. I want to take the information down to avoid confusion. Talk about the approval letter from the board. Got that out of the way. Liberty Hijack. We talked about it. Now, let me go to this right here. Let me talk about the NEC in Liberia, right? It's voter registration and the Southeastern region. The registration process will be going on there. But being a platform of justice, we want to make sure that we don't have people cheated in the coming election. Let me see, I want to change the orientation a little bit now. The NEC is the National Election Commission, Elections Commission, all right? And so she is going around the country and hiring people to work with the Electoral Commission to conduct the election, right? They're looking for officers. And so they are going around, and SINOE County, the information here, just to be clear, is coming from the speculation room, because we have two rooms on Voice of SINOE, right? We got the factual room and we have the speculation room, all right? And I have explained what that is. The speculation room is the information in the speculation room is factual, but we do not have the evidence to support it. But when it's in the factual room, that means we have the evidence to buttress the validity of that information. But the information that we are giving you is coming from the speculation room. And so the electoral team, they are recruiting for workers to work with the Election Commission in Liberia, right? But what we have noticed, the information coming into the speculation room of Voice of SINOE, the employees in SINOE County, the people they have recruited thus far, they are all Senator Tiaje's and Kolo's supporters. And we have a problem with that. Because we know Milton Tiaje is about to be democratically dethroned. And so the man had done everything to get his supporters to monitor so that they can cheat. And that process has to be revisited. We want all the candidates, or would-be candidates, their supporters to be represented. We don't want Milton Tiaje supporters. So when you go register, for example, the registration process, they will put people on the roster that do not exist, ghosts. Some of those villages, when you go to a village, for example, it will be all Tiaje supporters, or it will be all Zarzar supporters. But when they are all Zarzar supporters and Tiaje supporters are conducting the election, they will cheat. And it's the same thing with Kolo, because Kolo had tried before, and he is a body of Tiaje, and so they are doing everything to manipulate the numbers to be in their favor. And so we will not allow that. We are following the process. You cannot be a full-blown supporter. You cannot be on Facebook and advocating 24/7 for a corrupt man, Milton Tiaje, to be re-elected, and you serve as the person who is registering people. That is a problem already. Kolo is a supporter of Milton Tiaje. And Kolo knows the record of Milton Tiaje in SINOE and in Liberia. But they formed a political marriage. And so Kolo and Milton Tiaje, they don't mean well for SINOE County. This man cannot be your reverend. And you say his God punishes people. But then he is looking at Milton Tiaje, who was convicted. And he said, that's my man. And then now him and Tiaje, they are clandestine, they're working and getting all their supporters to be electoral magistrate in SINOE County. That is something that we have to, Honorable Zarzar got to stand up to that. Those that are going against Tiaje, those that are going against Kolo, you have to be scrupulous. You have to be vigilant, because these guys will do anything and everything to steal our seat. And we, the people of SINOE County, we the majority, we will make sure that these people don't cheat, because we need to improve the condition of our people. And putting Milton Tiaje back in the Senate will be another Western 9 years. Milton Tiaje had 6 years as superintendent to improve SINOE County, to do something for us. In Western, those 6 years as superintendent. We gave him 9 years to do something for us in the Senate. And another Western 9 years. The one bill that Milton Tiaje could give us after 9 years is a bill to make rape the law of the land. We don't want Milton Tiaje. The man is hazardous. He is dangerous to we, the citizens of Liberia. And by extension, the Vera counties. So Tiaje supporters, Kolo's supporters, cannot be the only people to conduct, they're not the only people that went to school. So Honorable Zarzar got to stand up. Sonny Boy Noah, if you don't stand up, Kolo will take it from you, but we be doing, I don't want you to get it. No, I'm not pro Sonny Boy Noah. The ladies, I think I'm doing my calculation to see whether we can have one of the ladies in district number 3 when Mr. Zarzar leaves. Because we cannot perpetuate this colonial philosophy where our women are relegated to the kitchen. And at the decision-making table, they are excluded. We try the men. Some of the men are good and some are terrible. And so now we have to do what they call ménager. We got to mix it up, or potpourri. So we need women to be on the table. After all, they don't want to prepare the food, right? So they'll be at the dinner table too, to make the decision to make sure that the food is properly, equitably distributed among the children. And so district number 3, I'm doing elimination. I'm bringing the list down gradually. For the men, I have looked at the men in district number 3. Kolo is out of the equation because he is married politically and ethically and morally to Tiaje. Tiaje that is moral hero. And so Kolo is out. Alex Sonny Boy Noah is the Sapo version of Tiaje. They have the same philosophy. All they do is build houses for themselves, acquire luxurious vehicles for themselves. They get the people pittance, little or nothing. And Sonny Boy Noah is out of the picture because the port of Greenville that Sonny Boy Noah is leading right now, that place is garbage. Go see the port of Greenville. For almost 4 or 5 years, Sonny Boy been over there. The buildings are dilapidated. They are broken down. How can you make this man your representative? We will go more into Sonny Boy Noah, but Sonny Boy Noah is not the right person for district number 3. Christian Tababo is the labor commissioner, and we have heard a lot of injustices in the labor sector in SINOE County. So he's in question. He was on Facebook the other day and running paragraph writing competition with Sonny Boy Noah. We don't have paragraph writing competition in the country. We have poverty problem. We have lack of job problem. We have justice problem. And a lot of things are wrong in the country. So Christian Pablo is not the right man. He has the potential. He can be groomed. We'll give him a couple of years to build him. He seems so. I like him somewhat. Now, we don't know whether the lawyer like Nyante is running. We don't see any activities in the county of him. I'm not quite sure he's running. We have in district number 3. Who's the other men are running there? I think those are the men, right? But the rest are ladies. You got Carlos Shebe. I don't want to go into that one. That lady is a spoiler. We are hearing some names like Xavier Talley is running. That's speculation. But people we know, for Helena Chela is running as well. That's what we learned. She works for Lone Star, but no tower in where she's from. So College Ebele is in the race. She has a beautiful record. She contested before, tested the political waters in SINOE County, even though she went the wrong time. But this time around, it looks that Mana College Ebele Foley has a strong footing on the ground. It looks like the electorates are gravitating towards her, because when you went there the other time, the rural women of SINOE County, the rural women, and I said the rural women of district number 3, I said the rural women of SINOE County, they endorsed her. And the town hall that Sonny Boy Noah people couldn't fill. That place was incapacitated, no space. People were standing outside. So the people of SINOE County, we have to start looking in the direction of our women. I have not endorsed anybody yet. I'm still observing. But in order for us to have a fair and transparent electoral results in SINOE County and in the country as a whole, Milton Tiaje and Kolo supporters cannot be the only people registering their majority. Something is not right. Those guys who put people on the list for Tiaje and Kolo. All right? Even though I'm in that capacity, I will not do that. I'm a fair man. But those guys, they are not. Tiaje will say, you know what? If you don't get more people for me, if you don't register fake people for me, I will fire you, because I didn't want to recommend you in the first place. So we got to do something about that. Something is not right. Let's start reviewing that. I just want to bring that to your knowledge. Yes, we are determined to replace Tiaje, and Tiaje does not want to leave and say he will do anything. Kolo will not win. That is a fact. I will get to the sample dialogue shortly, but it's just something about the registration process. Something is not right already. Let's go to the next thing that I want to talk about today on VOSD. Something is not right with our electoral. How can it be just Kolo and what you call the Kolo supporters part of the process? Now let's talk about the sample dialogue a little bit. All right, let's talk about the dialogue. I said the sample dialogue: choose a patriot, not materialist or looter. Choose a patriot and not materialist or looter. Now, I carefully selected my words. A patriot is somebody who fought for his or her country, or who is fighting for the interests of the country, for the benefit of the country. What that means is the patriot loves the country and its people. When something is wrong, a patriot fights. If it is wrong, the patriot fights to correct that. So we need somebody who cares for the country and the people. And so SINOE County, district number 2, district number 3, district number 1, we need patriots. But right now, I want to narrow it down to district number 3. Right now, the Sabo people, they are gathered in Bedford Creek, Johnson District, SINOE County. To discuss, it will be a lot of things on the docket, on the agenda for discussion. But also on the agenda will be who should replace Honorable Zarzar, who the people should endorse. And there are a lot of people in the race. And I'm urging the people of SINOE County, or district number 3, but you know what? I trust you. I just want to reinforce or re-echo what you have done before. You did not relent twice to give us a good man, Representative Zarzar, the man who is qualified to be called a patriot. You put in there twice, and now you are determined to elevate him to the Senate. So now that a patriot is on his way to the Senate, we also need a patriot in his seat. We don't need a materialist and looter, because materialists and looters are not patriots. It's about themselves. And so we have materialists in the race, such as Honorable Noah, for example. The man who has been in the port for less than 5 years, the man get 40 horses. He's a materialist. There are a lot of materialists in the race. I'm not here to name them right now. But I see a lot of them, especially the young people. They say, oh, Honorable Noah get plenty of horses. How does that benefit you? Or people are being in power for years and they not build horses for themselves. But Abraham Lincoln and being in power forever. Roosevelt was elected 4 times in the United States, but he did not get horses all over the place. So you don't give Honorable Noah a elected position because he built personal houses. No. No. So the people of SINOE County, district number 3, as we gather, let me remind you a little bit of Honorable Noah. All right? I will go into detail. But don't select Honorable Noah. Do not select Kolo. Kolo is already for TJ. And you saw what TJ did, right? Trying to take the single people land. And Kolo was celebrating him. All right? Kolo did not go to the Capitol building to demonstrate with the people. When they went there to advocate for the single land for being confiscated by TJ, Kolo supported the man. Kolo supporters, they burst my no man eye, a single guy. And the young man is no more. Kolo is not your choice. Kolo is not remorseful for that. He came on a show and he was justifying that. All right? So Kolo is not your choice. Let her beat the man for the second time. To teach you a lesson. Let the man stay in the church and take people to heaven. We need somebody that will take care of people here on earth. The man's goal is to go to heaven. So let him go to heaven. He can go and sit down with Jesus. We want somebody who will change the condition of the people on the ground. Kolo is not your choice. Kalashigbe is not your choice. All right? The labor commissioner is not your choice. Christian Tibabo. And he has a prospect, like I said, but it's for the future. Alina Cheda is not your choice. What you call Savior just coming in the race, Johnny just come. She's not your choice. Is Galajabole your choice? Possibly. It could be a good choice for that district. And you know why? Kalejabwele Foley led the United Support Association. When she led, she carried medications and those things to our people. The first time for a container filled with medicine, filled with medication to go to SINOE, it was on Kalejabwele Foley watch. It was on the watch of Kalejabwele Foley that the Senate Hall in SINOE County has chairs. It was on her watch. She sent generator over there to power the place. The place that Sonny Ball was the other time, he was sweating because he can't buy a generator. Even though the woman did it in the past, the generator is old now. Okay. When Kalejabwele Foley, she did not only send those things to SINOE County when she was a leader. When she left, she spearheaded a team to build the first hospital in Dwazon District. She was campaigning for the taxation here. She was collecting the money, $100. Taxation that was supposed to build the first hospital in Dwazon, under the watch of President Obaku Yima. All right? But because the company went there and built a hospital, and that's why that project was changed. But Kalejabwele Foley has been on the front line for the salvation of our people. Right now, the lady is not building personal houses for herself, like Sanibor Noah. The woman is building the first mall in Bedebo Creek, or mall, M-A-L-L. Sanibor Noah, because of politics, he calls that a garage. But what are you building for the people? Houses for yourself? The woman is building, at least she's building a garage for you to park your car. But what are you doing for the people? She is doing something for you. So, another reason why you should consider Kalejabwele Foley, the woman is not a materialist. The woman is a professional nurse, BSN, in the U.S. She's been working for years. She's making good money. In America here, besides your degree, experience counts. It gives you more money. So she's been on the job. That woman making less than $50 an hour. Okay? And so she has tested money before. She knows she runs her own agency here that worth about $1 million United States dollars or above. She doesn't want money. She wants to do something for our people. Kalejabwele Foley is giving students scholarship, especially our girls that are abandoned by Sonibor Noah, by Milton Tiaje, and sponsoring a bill to make rape the law of the land. Those are the people that Kalejabwele is taking care of. We are hearing speculation. One of the lawyers over there, she carried medication in Vubadi. She's not a medical expert. I think one of the Whoopi Kennedy, Madam Xavier Talik, she carried Tylenol or medication over there to Vubadi. She's not a medical person. And when the people say, oh, my head, and she start getting medicine, what do you know about medicine? We need people that Kalejabwele Foley and Francesss Clarke Myers to tell us the paradoxical effect of medication and those things. All right? But the woman giving medicine to our people, even though she's a lawyer. What would a lawyer do with medicine? Okay? So the woman is putting our people in danger already. So I'm not endorsing Kalejabwele Foley, but I think she will be a good fit. I will tell you who I will support later. But I think she will be a good fit. She has seen it, she has been there, she can communicate very well. She would need somebody when they travel out of the country that the people will understand. Now somebody when a person talking and say, eh? Like our man Sonny Boy know the people talking, the man talking, the American people don't understand the man. He can't speak Chinese either. So when he goes to China, well, how you will communicate? If American people cannot understand you, that Chinese people will understand you? No. So we need Madam Kalejabwele Foley when she comes here, she can meet any leader without phobia. See how sycophantic Sonny Boy Noah is. He's sucking out to Mobab Malu and those people that built Trawe there. No, you see the picture that the man, he lost Jobuti Osa because the man is obsequious. All right? So we need the right person. We need somebody who will stand up and advocate, who will stand on the floor. What kind of arguments Sonny Boy Noah make when he say in the Capitol building? What can he say? We need somebody who will speak proper English and make the case for the people out of domestically or internationally. fully can come out of the Liberian, comes to the US anywhere and go there and present very well, and we'll be proud of her. So I'm not endorsing her. I'm just saying there's a good prospect. She'll be a good fit for that district. She's not going there for money. Woman got money already. She's doing well. She didn't use our poor money to build a house in Liberia. She used her own hard-earned money and build a house. But our man, you know how saying he got to the port, he got horses all over the place. So he did not use his own money. It's our money from the port, and go see the port of Greenville. It's a mess. All right. So the people, our people that gather, I trust you again. I know you will do the right thing for our people. It is very important. We got wasted 9 years already from Milton Tiaji. We can't put Sonny Boy Noah over there for 6 years and it will be wasted years. No. We need a face, somebody that when the person takes the microphone, when the person stands up, the people will pay attention to. Now somebody with big goal range all over the place and bluffing. No, that's not what we need. We need somebody that will advocate for our children to be in school, to read, to get state-of-the-art library, those things across Sino County, to upgrade the community college to a university. Those things. Yes, we want people that will advocate for the roads to be built in Sino County so that we will make our farms and produce food. We want people that will innovate, that will bring investors. Even though I don't let that idea too much, investor and coming, the people that will motivate the people to be innovative, that make use of our beaches in Sino County. It can be a tourist attraction. The Sapo National Park over there, it can make money when we use it properly. People can do tourism and stuff and see the different animals. But we have people over there. Sonny Boy Noah will not be the right person. Yeah, it will not be the right fit for that. So our people, the dialogue, make the right decision for our people. Make the right decision for your children. Make right decision for our mothers and fathers in Sino County. We need somebody that will build on what Mr. Zarzar started. More schools, Zarzar on his watch, we got a lot of schools. Imagine Bilbo Cree, our counties, one of the oldest districts in the Republic of Liberia, never had high school. It took a Zarzar to give a high school over there. Building other schools across other regions in Sino County. We need somebody to build on that. The more educated people will get, the better it will be for us. All right? The less educated people we have, the better it will be for us. And so let's get the right people in that place. You select the right people or the right person, because that one person will be selected from the dialogue. And the decision from there, once it is right, we will support it. I'm telling you, because I mean well for Sino. And so let us select the right people and not based on, he built, an old toilet. No. Something of chicken heart. No, we don't need chicken hearts builders in Sino County. We don't need Palava heart builders in Sino County. No. We don't need town halls builder. We need people human capacity builders in Sino and in Liberia. Empower the people. We need vocational education. Give the children, our people that are exceeding academic age, let's give them skills. And that's the leader we need. Because when you have the right leader, things can change radically. Nothing moves without good leadership. And so we need good leadership. The reason Liberia is elite right now because we have the wrong leaders. So the right leadership will give you the right results. And that's what we need in district number 3. Now let me go to the next thing. So I know the dialogue that people will do the right thing. They will select the right person. And not based on somebody who will get, not based on who will give you cow, who will kill goat for you, no, who will transport people. We're talking about the future of the children, the prosperity of our county. We don't need somebody who will put solar panel light and only the road are going to a house. This guy is about himself. We put something about no one there, it's a bad decision. It will be terrible. But I know our people will not do that. After all, something about Noah disobeyed the people in the past. This is something about Noah with one waba. The man said, I go to hell with you. Something about Noah challenged the people. And so the man would not come and the people were not taking somebody who has disobeyed the people. No. So now let me go to the next thing that I want to talk about. So that it's the last thing here. And we'll talk about something about Noah. And I've told you already something about Noah is the wrong person for you. And there are a lot of reasons for that. And before I go into this topic, the pomposity and megalomaniacal thinking of something about Noah, I want to show you some things on the screen. Just watch. I want to show you something, right? Let's show you, for example, something about Noah, right? Something about Noah, it was a broke young man 1 or 2 years ago. See the man building. And the man horse inside the county with the high looks. All right? The man overnight, he became a rich man. He wearing gold chains, diamond watches, and diamond rings or gold rings. You see, I'm not making anything you see the man right on that picture, right? It is about him. Go look in history and look at great leaders. Go look at the picture of Abraham Lincoln. And you see whether he got gold and diamond rings on him. Go look in history and look at Roosevelt, FDR, the only president in the United States history that served for 4 terms. The man for whom the Republican, after his death, they changed it because the presidential term before was unlimited, right? You can run as much you want, just the way the House, the Senate, the representative, the senator, they can run, right? No term limit. It's the same thing. But because of Roosevelt, he was making a great impact, and the Republicans did not have no chance of winning elections. So after his death, they changed it. So, but when you look at that man picture, you don't see gold and diamond on him. All right? No. When you look at Thomas Sankara, you don't see gold and diamond on him. No. No. When you look at Kwame Nkrumah, you don't see gold and diamond on him. When you look at Julius Nyerere, you don't see gold and diamond on him. When you look at Kenneth Kaunda of Zambia, you don't see gold and diamond on him. When you see Dr. King, Martin Luther King Jr., you don't see gold and diamond on him. When you look at Rosa Parks, you don't see gold and diamond on her. I'm talking about great leaders. Look at the young man that is coming out in South Africa. Julius Malema, you don't see the man with gold and diamond. And something about Noah is about himself. All right? And I will go into the pomposity and the megalomaniacal thinking of this guy. He wrote something. I will read it to you shortly. But let me show you something. The man yesterday who was broke, the man now living luxuriously. Look at the man mansion, right? Man living. He got all these different horses all over the place. The horse I am about to show you, that the low grade one, right? The low grade. Or should I say the lowest? All right. Now, one of your horses then, this one is Sonny Boy Noah's house. Now, the low grade one here, right, is in Joazon. There's another one. It's in Pine Town. All right. These are low grade houses that Sonny Boy Noah has. One of his houses in Greenville, right? Next time we'll show you the whole edifice. The boy is just looting from the port in no time. Now, what has Sonny Boy Noah done for our people? The people that he say he wants to lead. Say, for example, this is what the children that are supporting Sonny Boy Noah, their campaign, they are putting on Facebook. What Sonny Boy did. These are some horses, right? They say Sonny Boy Noah put zinc on these horses. Look at this. If Sonny Boy Noah meant well for the people, he would destroy these houses and build them How can you allow somebody on a mother or child to sleep in something like this? And you are building something like this for yourself. How is that possible? And you are living like this. And then this thing, and you put Chinese in, and people are living in there, and somebody is proud of that. A visionary leader, say Paul Kagame of Rwanda, for example, he would not allow his people to sleep in something like this. And he himself sleeping in morning houses. So this is what's on the board now. The people are campaigning. He put zinc over somebody's house. This thing is not even $10 US to pour house or zinc over the thing. Ain't that $10? The man is fishing. He's trying to fool the people so that he can get to the Senate or to the House of Representatives to make his own budget. Because the lawmakers, they make their own budget, right? The man is at the point, he's not making his own budget. And the man is building all these different mansions for himself. And he look at it and he say he put the zinc on top of it. And somebody no one cannot sleep in something like this. The man telling, he's showing a mansion to us. I'm not the only person that's showing this. Let me show you more. Let me show you. I'll show you something about Noah houses. This is where something about Noah currently works. The Port of Greenville. These are images. I'm about to show you a bunch of images from the Port of Greenville, where the mayor is currently leading. Look at the road. The Port of Greenville is a major place of revenue generation facility in Santa County, major areas that produces, a lot. But look at how the place looks. That the road, that the horses, the buildings in the Port of Greenville. Now the president about Noah leading. Now the man that wants to be lawmaker for this. Look at the building that Sonny Boy Noah works in. See, compare this building to this one right here where Sonny Boy Noah can sleep. The main house, the low grade one in one of the towns, either Dawson or Bellable Creek. Okay? Let me tell you more houses from the Port of Greenville where Sonny Boy Noah works. This is one of the houses. Look up. See where Sonny Boy Noah is working. See the place. And the man said he wants to be lawmaker. He's good for us. He's the right person. Look at the buildings at the Port of Greenville. See the place leaking. Everything is dilapidated. It's broken down. Man does not care to change the zinc. Nothing. It's about himself. The building houses for himself. Yeah. It's up. So if you put something about Noah, then you love poverty. That because something about Noah is not for you. He won't show his mansions to you and take selfies. That's what the man is for. So now let me go to the pomposity. And the man and Milton Terje here. Our bodies, they own building houses competition in Santa County. Now let's go to the pomposity. Why I brought this up. The pomposity and the megalomaniacal thinking of Sonny Boy Noah. What's my talking point? So, the young man who is not homo, when you are pompous, you think you ought to it. You're above everybody else. A megalomaniac is somebody who is obsessed with power. He wants power. Everything is power. Megalomaniacal people, they are basically sick. They want power so bad. Milton Terje and Sonny Boy Noah, they are the kind of people. They are megalomaniacal. Let me read something to you so you can get it more. Who is a megalomaniac? Let me read this so you can see who this guy is. And I will read what he wrote recently so you can see what I'm talking about. A megalomaniac is a person who is obsessed with their own power. That's a megalomaniac. A person who is obsessed with their own power is about power, about themselves. They want power. Let me show you more. Other forms of megalomaniacs, right? If you seriously think you are the only person smart enough to solve the financial crisis, and you demand to be put in charge, you are a megalomaniac. A megalomaniac is a pathological egotist. That is, someone with a pathological disorder, with symptoms like delusion of grandeur and an obsession with power. Okay, now megalomania I'm reading about here. We also use the word megalomaniac more informally for people who behave as if they are convinced of their absolute power and greatness. Let me go here. Your garden variety egomaniac might be self-centered and overconfident, but he is a little soft or softy compared with the megalomaniac who wants to control the world. Okay, that's Sonny Boy Noah. So a pathological egoist. The synonyms: somebody who is a megalomaniac is an egotist or egotistical, soilhead, a conceited and self-centered person. That's a megalomaniac. What is a pompous person? A pompous, somebody who is grappling with pomposity. So when you are pomposity, it means the noun pomposity means supersized self-confidence. A person who thinks he or she is better than everyone else. All right, that's a pompous person. The person is grappling with pomposity. Pomposity. Things can have this unpleasant quality. Let me see. I want to read all that. So a pompous person is somebody who lacks of elegance as a consequence of being pompous and puffed up with vanity. All right. The synonym for pomposity: infliction, ostentation or ostentatiousness, pompousness, pretentiousness, the puff upness. All right, these are some of the synonyms. So Sonny Boy Noah is a megalomaniac who wants to obtain, who has this false sense of greatness. So the man is megalomaniacal. And so let me show you what I mean. Let me read the communication the man wrote to see what I'm talking about, what the man thinks of himself, so you can know. Let me read this. Let me read this for you. So this is what Sonny Boy Noah wrote at one point, or somebody wrote for him. But I did burying a name, so it is for him. So it was an Easter greetings, right? Message reaching your Easter message, right? So here's what Sonny Boy Noah wrote. The megalomaniacal man in Sino County, Sonny TJ brother or son, I should say. So here's what Sonny Boy Noah wrote to prove my point. Let me put him brother there. So he said, my fellow compatriots, this is Honorable Alex Sonny Boy or Alex Noah, aka Sonny Boy, your homo 7. Who here believes that Sonny Boy is homo? Go meet the brother. Go sit down with him and see how he even look at you before you will be homo. But the man writing about himself, that he never wrote this. That a post I reading. This is Honorable Alex Noah, aka Sonny Boy, your homo 7, and the most, he's using the superlative degree, right? The most venerated port director of the Samuel A. Rose Port of Greenville. The most venerated, all right? How can you respect when you say most venerated? Is this how the product looks? So when you say venerated, the most respected person of the port. So when you are most respected, then you transform this place. Then we call you the most venerated. But see the main product, the place he's working. Look at the building in which the man works. But you say he's the most venerated. And what I call I say the man is a megalomaniac. He's pompous. He thinks so highly of himself, which he is not. Look at the most venerated place, the man working. Now the man place here, or the office that I play working. Look at the building at the Port of Greenville, the most venerated. Yeah, so that I'm proving it to you, my point, right? Why is it the brothers of megalomania? No, let me put the other picture there. Man coming down from a mansion. All right. The man drinking mini, see him holding mini, the refined water, right? He doesn't drink no water from the well, which our people drinking. No. The people working with him at the port, they don't drink from a bottle. No, the only something about Noah alone. All right. So let's read the most venerated port director of Southern County Post. This is Honorable Alice Sonnenborn Noah, aka Sonnenborn, your Homo 7, and the most venerated port director of the Samuel Alfred Ross Port of Greenville. Now that's the place, right? You see, I just showed it to you. As you can see, I'm fully focused on the task at hand. Okay, the man, he is fully focused on the task. He wants power. It's all about power. That's a focus. It's not the people. It's not the transformation of the port where he works right now. His focus is the task at hand to be the representative, so he can acquire more wealth. As you can see, I'm fully focused on the task at hand, never distracted. Never has been and never will be. The man focus on the task, right? My immediate task is receiving the outgoing U.S. ambassador. Okay, the man want the immediate task. It's not receiving the people of Sano County and changing their lives, right? It's about the U.S. ambassador, the man that is doing good. That is immediate task. My immediate task is receiving the outgoing U.S. ambassador, Ambassador Michael McCarthy, during his upcoming visit to the Port of Greenville. All right. How can you invite the U.S. ambassador to that kind of place? And you call that, and the place looks like this. You bring a visitor to your place, and the place looks like this. And that is your immediate task. This place, that the place bringing the ambassador. Our man there, that immediate task. All right. Another milestone. No, let me read that from it. My immediate task is receiving the outgoing U.S. ambassador, Ambassador Michael McCarthy, during his upcoming visit to the Port of Greenville. All right. He said that Eastern message, but okay, immediate task is the ambassador, the outgoing ambassador. Okay, the Eastern message, let's go ahead. Another milestone in our sojourn at the port, as well as managing the day-to-day activities at the Port of Greenville as port director until 2024, when we shall then transition to become the people's representative, representing the great people of District Number 3. Okay, my brother, before you start thinking about the place or going to the Capitol building, brother, show us what you are doing at the port. That's what we need. We want to see how the port looks. And I'm just showing you the port of Greenville, the current pictures, the current images at the port. These are the images from the port of Greenville and the road that go to the port, how the place looks. So something about Noah said, my immediate task. Let me put my brother here. And the man. Now the milestone we're talking about. Another milestone in our sojourn at the port. I don't know where's the milestone. Okay, the ambassador coming at the milestone. Okay. How does that benefit the people? As well as managing the day-to-day activities at the Port of Greenville as port director until 2024, when we shall then transition to become the people's representative. It's megalomaniacal. That's the megalomaniacal thinking I'm talking about. The man is not going to be the representative of the people, but he gives himself this kind of bloated ambition, all right? Something that is not going to happen. Not when that's how you put it here. As October 10, 2023 approaches, Remember, the man is the title here. He say Easter greetings, right? That the Easter greeting, but he had nothing about said about Easter. It's about himself, right? As October 10, 2023 approaches, let me assure you that your Homo 7 shall never let you down. Okay, he let us down already. Sonny-boy Noah. This place, he did not improve the condition, so he let us down already. You let us down already by look the buildings at the port when it looked like this. This is let down. This is let down right now. Okay, so after October, let me go back. As October 10, 2023 approaches, let me assure you that your Homo 7 shall never let you down. The man let us down already. I'll show you the proof, right? Until October 10, 2023, I will ensure that the Port of Greenville is managed with efficacy and diligence. Okay, few months now, time will be it will be managed with efficacy. Okay, all right, and diligence. I mean, that should have been done for the past 3 years. Now, a few months to election time. All right, nothing about Easter, right? Let's go ahead. After October 2023, with your support, not my support, and not the people of District Number 3 support. No, we are not going to support you when our poll looks like this and you get all the margins. No. After October 2023, with your support and the mandate of the people, I'm not giving my mandate to you. I let Sonny-boy Noah, ASN, who seamlessly transitioned to the national legislature to take upon his advocacy, oversight, representation, and lawmaking responsibilities. No, it's asking what can I be your sponsor in the first place? He can't tell you. Okay, the man will not tell you. He just repeat these cliches, everyday thing. He's just saying the same thing over nothing. That Easter message and real nothing about Easter, but he running campaign. I don't know why he didn't call it a political message. In any case, after that, right? In any case, and to those to whom it may concern, I urge you to respect the executive order of His Excellency and act accordingly. Okay? The executive order is for those that are currently holding position and they're supposed to resign 1 year before they run. Sonny-boy Noah is staying in our position, right? He has not resigned yet. But he is urging people to resign. You see the hypocrisy? He is preaching what he is not doing. All right? He is preaching what he is not doing. Barbara Kian, the development superintendent of Sano County, just resigned, even though she has seen that she should have done it a year. That's what the code of conduct said. Sonny-boy Noah is telling people to resign, but he has not resigned his post. And that is the man that is coming to make law, to provide oversight. He is not obeying the law right now. He is violating the law. But Sonny-boy Noah say, you know what? To those of you, in any case, and to those to whom it concerns to you too, Sonny-boy Noah, why you didn't resign? And you are still holding our position. In any case, and to those to whom it may concern, I urge you to respect the executive order. The man disobeying the executive order, but he wants other people to obey or to respect it. Of His Excellency and act accordingly. Finally, to you, my supporters and opponents, the task at hand is not for the weak and feeble-minded, okay? The how he addresses other people that I agree with me for him, right? That's the media we have inside the country. Finally, to you, my supporters and opponents, the task at hand is not for the weak and feeble-minded. Now, how he talks to the people, right? Now, how you talk to the people that you want to lead is not for the weak and feeble-minded. There are people that are feeble-minded. Take for example, those that are intellectually challenged. All right, they are feeble. But Sonny-boy Noah says it's not for them. We don't care for these people. Okay, now how you talk to the people? The objectives, the man I'm telling you, objective now. The objective is crystal clear. Remember, the man said that he stopped greeting you, but you're trying to political campaign. The objective is crystal clear. Lead without ambiguity. You're speaking big words that I don't know. Lead without ambiguity and hesitancy wherever given the opportunity. Okay. So the man saying you're going to lead without ambiguity. That means clarity. Everything. No problem. Nothing will be foggy. But you see in the foggy history of the man, where did he get the money from? To build all these houses for himself. One of which, in front of which he is standing right now. Where is it? That's ambiguous, sonny boy. You have not told anything where you got the money from. That's ambiguity. Where you got the money from to build this? Where you get the money from to build this? But the port that you are leading is like this. This is how the port looks. This is how it looks. But you say you want to lead without ambiguity. Okay, when he says that, it means anything that is in his interest. Okay? So the boy no one say. So anywhere to lead without ambiguity and hesitancy. Wherever given the opportunity. Whenever he gets the opportunity, he will not hesitate to loot. In other words, the way he's saying, there will be no ambiguity in looting. All right. So right now, when you look at the man wealth, you got any like something that is not clear about him. It's clear. All right. He's leading, and you see the pot looks like a garbage, but he's shiny. He's drinking mineral water, and the employees at the port do not drink the same mineral water. No. So the man said, may the spirit of Easter awaken. And the only time he measured Easter, right, from the top now, after all that Yamayamati hero, may the spirit of Easter awaken those who slumber and enlighten the determined ones. Okay? Let me read that again. May the spirit of Easter awaken those who slumber and enlighten the determined ones. Okay, how about those that are not determined? Okay, don't forget about that. The port of Greenville is now, and district number 3 is next. Okay, so the man told you, a looter already abandoned the place is now. This is what now is. The port of Greenville is now. You seeing it right now here in front of you. This is how the port of Greenville looks now. Right? This is how it looks now. And the next target is the port, the House of Representatives, or district number 3. He wants to go there, so that he can do more for himself. Happy Easter. And may the Almighty God bless us all. That's what about Noah wrote. So that's the megalomaniacal thinking. It's everything he wrote here is about himself. All right? It's about himself, nobody else. It's about how you're going to attain power. Yeah, I defined what megalomania is earlier, right? Person is all by himself. Yeah. Pompous, about self. It's not about the people. Everything Sonny Boy wrote here that I just read to you is about him and him and him and him. It's about getting power. Yeah, so you go. When you vote for him, you put your life on hold. That's it. Now what you'll be doing? And I know what people are not going to select Sonny Boy Noah. For killing cow, we don't get cow problem. For giving goat, no, that's not what we need. After eating a goat, what else? What else? Okay, so people are sign accounting. This is your platform. Where we say what people don't want to say. That's how you put the esoteric, understood by the chosen few, the spokesperson for the elders and the ancestors. We will impress upon you, the people. Again, that the formula is right. The African people are their own liberators. The people of Liberia, you are your own liberators. The people of Sano County, you are your own liberators. The people of District number 3, you are your own liberators. The people of district number 1, you are your own liberators. The people of district number 3, you are your own liberators. What that means is you don't need a Sonny Boy Noah to free you because he's just a problem. You don't need a Melton TJ to free you. He's a problem. You don't need a Duncan to free you. He is a problem. You need a Zarzar. He is a panacea. You need people with track record that you cannot doubt, like Zarzar. Sonny Boy Noah has been tested at the port of Greenville, and the man failed colossally. I'll show you the evidence. I mean, by failure, I mean serving the people. Serving we the people of Sano. But he succeeded in amassing ginormous wealth for himself in no time. He succeeded in that area. And so people of Sano County, you don't need a pompous man. You don't need a Macalomedia, the man who he thinks the world revolves around him. You don't need a man like that. You don't need a man who believes in God, who preaches to the people, but he supports Milton Tiaje. I'm talking about Rabbi Kolo. He's not the right person for you. But liberator, when you are the liberator of yourself, you put the right people there to free you, to take care of you, to cater to your needs, because all of us cannot be in power at the same time. And so we look for the right people. And the list, I will narrow the list down to you as time goes by. I have told you Kolo is not your choice. Kolo is coming to support Milton Tiaje's agenda. What Milton Tiaje did not do by taking the single people land. When Kolo gets there, that the conversation they're having right now, when Kolo is in the House of Representatives, when Tiaje sponsored the bill so he can push it. That's the plan. They are scheming. They are scheming right now. You don't want people like that. Anybody who supports the biblical God is not for you. Because the legacy of the biblical, at least the one that I read in the Bible. Maybe there's another one outside the Bible. But if Kolo can support the atrocities of the God in the Bible, he's not for you. And he also supported Milton Tiaje, who helped Charles Taylor to murder 250,000 people. So these people, they are not for you. I'm telling you that the track record of the man you should look at. Who Kolo supporting? The man gave all that thing, they say orphanage home and all of that. How is it that you say you're supporting orphanage, you got orphanage home and you're supporting a man, and you got girls that you are supporting, you say you're helping. But the man sponsoring bill to make rape, for people to rape those children that you say you're helping. You are the wrong person. Or are you growing the children for TJ business so that a hotel can get customers? Perhaps. So the people, my hope is in the dialogue. Because the elders and the ancestors and the great ones, the ancient of days, or the other people will call it the devil, right? They were gathered. The wisdom bearers, they gathered already. And they will make the right decision. I trust them. They did that before. And they will repeat the same. Are they co-people of making mistake? Are they in a perimeter of making, to aid is human, all right? Even though they say to aid is human and the perfection is divine, that's not true. That is not true. The God in the Bible is not perfect. No, terrible, all right? But we are fallible beings when we appeal to the philosophy of fallibilism. So sometimes our people will make mistakes, and that is why. Because I speak with the elders and the ancestors directly. And I'm telling you some of the people that are not right for you. Sonny Boy is not. Kolo is not. Carlos Shigbe is not. The other people, you can choose among them, the ladies. Some of them, not all of them. You can choose one of the ladies, I will have no problem. Not all the ladies though. But one special lady, I'm not going to call her name. She's in a group. When you choose her, it'll be fine for us. She means well. The lawyers then, they're over there, they're running right now. When the last time they defended our people? I mean, I'm not talking about right now. He has done so before, but I don't see political activities for him. So the probability of him running is very slim. If he runs, he might not win. Because I don't see activities for him. But the other lawyer that came from America, who has she represented before? At least in Sano County or in Liberia. No record to that effect. But the lawyer says she wants to be our representative. So ladies and gentlemen, Don't put a pompous man. Don't select a materialist. Don't select a megalomaniac, a megalomaniacal thinker. No, you don't need somebody like that. And I trust my people again. The people are district number 3. The people are district number 1. People are district number 3. Number 1. Number 2. You must select the right people to improve the condition of our children, of our county, of our mother, of our fathers, to build on what Mr. Zarzar started. We need somebody that will cooperate, that will collaborate with Zarzar when he is in the Senate. We don't want somebody in the lower house that will be holding everything hostage that Milton Teji has been doing over the years. When our people are sent for confirmation, Milton Teji will block them. He will campaign against them. We don't want somebody to die. We want somebody, when the names go to the Senate or the lower house, they will help our people. They will lobby with their colleagues, and that's somebody who will be over there and sponsoring bill. And say Boca districts resurfaces. And then when the people got jobs, they say you're manning Boca district. We don't want somebody like that. And Kolo has the potential. And Sonny Bono has the potential. District number 1, we are coming. Quaito Duncan is out. We want the right people in SINOE County. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say thank you so much for following SINOE County premier platform, the voice of SINOE in the diaspora with ESOTERIC. We want to say have a wonderful day, and we'll be here again 12 p.m. next week to talk to you again, to give you more info. We'll be giving updates from the dialogue. A lot of information will be coming up, and we'll be giving you update. Have a wonderful day. I'm out.